Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Shout out to y'all if y'all rocked out with us yesterday on Portal Rocks, 60 frame, no lag, and Next Gen 720 channel. Y'all know how we do, when we do, how we do. Salute to y'all. But y'all also know that we've had some news recently today, and I want to definitely talk about that. Shao G in the house. What's good, player? MVBN. What's good, player? Low Key Poppy, my brother. Pirate King. Let's go. Impatient Fire, my brother. True Virgil. I'm technically Tim in the house. Was good. He said, I want to see the new PlayStation games coming day and date to my PC. Big facts. Hey, keep waiting, brother. Keep waiting. One of these days you'll get there. You'll make it to the promised land one day. Man, Island Gaming with Jay, my brother Pastor Joe. I'm glad you're here, Pastor. You took a huge L yesterday, making that video saying that Sony's not coming out with a showcase or a state of play or whatever kind of event. Yeah, you got to hold that L. My brother Terrence Singh, what's good, player? What's good? Willie Styles Simmons. Dreaded Montana. See, I hope PlayStation bring that heat, bro. Don't let up on these bots. Big fact. Listen, I ain't letting up on these bots at all. When you give them an inch pause, they try to take a mile. They try to take the whole hog. No diddy. My brother Terrence said he been on that X Defiant. Listen, I played it this weekend for a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, I enjoy it more than COD. Could it possibly be a official threat to Call of Duty? We don't know. I'm just saying it. Just saying it. Brian East was good. Know Your Boy was good. Ice Queen was good. Kevin Logan, Cosmic Hero in the house was good, player. Kevin said, what up, J-Dub? Quick question. What's going to happen if Game Pass, if COD doesn't help it? Listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't think COD is going to help Xbox. And it's not that I don't want it to. What it really is. And it just boils down to the fact that COD is majority played on PlayStation as it is. If you're not going to cut out the PlayStation fan base, then your little small 21, 22 million Xbox gamers, really not going to count for much. It's just not. The bulk of the people play it on PlayStation and PC, not Xbox. But hey, listen, that's just more entertainment for us, right? Lincoln Clay, my brother. Hey, big facts, brother. Hey, I still be watching. I watched you were playing the what's the other racer? Not Assetto Corsa, not iRacing, not what's the game? What's R Factor? Yeah, I saw you with the R Factor, with the whole ham as well with the R Factor and some of the stuff. I need to talk to you, Lincoln Clay. I'm wondering, is that 8K VR headset, is it really worth it or not? I'm kind of iffy on that, brother. But we'll see. J Rowe, Phil Bosch, Shadow Star in the house. Who else we got? Loco Pops was good. Alex, my brother Alex. Hope you're doing good, brother. Dasmisi in the house. One Numio. Levon, what's good, player? Hey, Levon, I'm gonna open up Discord in a bit in case y'all want to jump in. Y'all know how we do. Chris Steele, my brother, my good Christian brother. You know why I'm here. Xbox is dog shit. Big facts. Gaming since '88 in the house. Mass produced in the house, my brother. Ron Palomine, what's good, my brother? James Williams, what's good? Listen, we got some new news today. After yesterday, a lot of the Xbox dudes was laughing and mocking that PlayStation didn't have a showcase or a state of play or anything. PlayStation had no games, is what they told us. And it's crazy. It is crazy how mere hours will make people eat their words. I just find that very funny. Now, I was on Porter Rocks. We do the 60 frames no lag podcast yesterday. And if y'all haven't had a chance, go and watch that. But we kind of talked about it. What if PlayStation doesn't have a showcase or a state of play? What would that mean? And I kind of said, you know what? As long as they keep dropping games, I really don't care about the showcases and state of plays and stuff. But once we run out of games and once they stop showing us and telling us stuff and dropping games, then that's when you have an issue. So with that being said, I did say that a lot of the insiders have been wrong this year and last year. J Rock, I see you, player. I see you. But I did have this disclaimer that I told M in Puerto Rock yesterday. I said, what if at the last minute Sony decides to do a state of play or a PlayStation showcase on the last day of the month? What if, right? Being facetious. But I'm glad I added that, right? I am glad I added that. Cooper Clips in the house. Was good, my brother? I'm glad I added because here it is. Less than 24 hours later, Sony came out. Heath and Stevens was good, brother. Sony came out saying, yeah, it's about that time, man. We're going to give y'all a little something for the showcase. And guess what? They're probably going to give us a full PlayStation showcase after Microsoft's event. From what I understand, with all the E3s in the past, Microsoft will go first and then Sony will go after. So we don't have E3 anymore, but Sony still, Xbox still has its showcase or whatever, summer showcase, which that's a multiplayer showcase because all those games are coming to PlayStation. But then after they have theirs, then Sony's gonna, have their state of play or PlayStation showcase. Eventually they got to show the PS5 Pro, right? So we got that going for it. So it's just good to finally have them to come out and say something because you know how folks act when they're not getting any information. And being that we're content creators and stuff, people always look for the latest, ammo. Mike Johnson, what's good, player? Yeah, hey, Mike. Listen, you heard me yesterday, brother. I put that disclaimer out there. I said, hey, listen, we might have to delete this episode if Sony comes out in the next couple of days and announces a showcase or something. I'm glad I put that out there. Really funny. Now, here's the thing. I do want to know what's going to show up. What is actually going to show up? What are they going to show? By the way, Heath and Levon, if you guys want to jump in, you can. I got Discord open. I do want to know, what are they going to show? Apparently, they got over 14 games or something like that. Not too shabby. And these are games that they said are coming from the PlayStation Studios, PlayStation Game Studios. So Concord, yep, that's releasing this year. They keep reiterating Concord. That's going to be a big game. Heath says he thinks it's going to be Spider-Man DLC. If they have some Spider-Man DLC, that'll be huge. What's going to be their big game for the holiday season, for that fall lineup? I don't know if it's going to be a Spider-Man DLC like a Venom or something, or Carnage. What if this state of play shows first party? I mean, it could. It's PlayStation Game Studios, so that encompasses everything. They even talked about having some PSVR 2 first party games for the Ryan McCaffreys out there that's always crying. PlayStation ain't got no games. They don't support their games. Yo, what up, Heath? But okay. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, Heath. Hold on, Heath. Let me make sure that the chat can hear you. Hold on just 1 second, guys. I want to make sure the chat can hear Heath. Say something, Heath. Wait. Okay. Chris, you can hear him? Can y'all hear Heath loud and clear? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear Heath talking. Say 1, 2, 3, Heath. Okay. Hey guys, if you can hear Heath, please put a 1 in the chat. Nope. They say that they can't hear you. No audio yet. So hold on. Y'all know how this janky ass shit is. All right, Heath, say something.
Hey, what's up, guys?
There we go. They hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so word is like we know definitely not Wolverine. Okay, and from what we've already been told, we know that like Ghost of Tsushima 2 is next year after the first quarter. You know what I mean? The next fiscal year, so it'll start in like April. That's when you can expect Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And from what the word is, we're gonna get a showcase in like September or something for the PS5 Pro, which makes sense because they don't want to fuck up the sales now. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2 DLCs reportedly, you know, one of the ones. Probably Death Stranding 2. I would think so. Maybe more on that Metal Gear Snake Eater one, because all they did was show that little shit. So
yeah,
who knows?
yeah, the alpha. Yeah.
But the other big one was the Horizon. They're leaning hard in the Horizon, so because they have like the Lego game supposedly, and there's like an MMO game. Like there's a bunch of Horizon games, so there's probably something from that coming.
Oh yeah! Shout out to One Numio. He did say Ghost of Tsushima 2 could possibly pop up. I just don't know if they're going to use those for their own. Like, you know how Sony normally has.
They would do that for like, you would think they would do that for PS5 Pro. You know what I mean? That would make more sense to do it and show it first there, like right towards the end, because you know it ain't coming out till next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but to be fair,
because they don't step on their toes. Like the games that they're going to show are going to come out, you know, by the end of this year, because they know they're going to have another show, so they can show what's coming out next, you know, next year and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing: they could show some teaser trailers, and you know, a lot of these games can come out next year, and then you know, before the game come out, Sony will do. You know how they do? Each big game will have its own state of play and its own rollout. So
CGI
I can see that.
And then gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, but even looking at Death Stranding 2 that we see on the screen right here, all that's gameplay. You know, all of that is we know it's an engine. We know that's how the game is going to look and play and stuff. So, and that game isn't coming out to next year. So we get to generally take Sony for their word of what they show. They're going to deliver on it. It's unlike
14 games, right?
That's 14 games. That's a lot of games.
That's a lot in a half an hour. In a like, say they do it in 45 minutes. That's still a lot of fucking games to show in that amount of time.
Yeah. So rumor has it, according to Shatterstar, Concord, Lost Soul Aside, and a new Astro Playroom game.
Yeah, Concord.
Yeah. Listen, that Astrobot, a new Astrobot game would be crazy.
That's been a rumor forever. Yeah, that makes sense.
I could see Sony announcing the Gravity Rush 2 remaster on the State of Play tomorrow. I can see that.
I don't see that, and I'm gonna tell you why. If they close down the studio and they're making a movie or a TV show or something about it, it just wouldn't that be like crazy? You've already shut down the studio who made the game. Why would you remaster or whatever? Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know.
That would be weird.
So, I mean,
it would just be weird. That would be equivalent to Microsoft doing what they did with the Hi-Fi Rush studio, right? Like,
and then coming out saying that shit after
you fire everybody, then you turn around and say, "Hey, we need more games like this." Like, that makes no fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
And I could see a PC port being announced on this State of Play tomorrow. I can see that too.
Okay, so I mean, that could be. With some old games, right? What are some old games that could be ported to PC?
Yeah, because
Gran
Turismo 7.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see Gran Turismo 7 ever coming to PC.
No. God of War that released
The Ragnarok.
God,
Yeah.
God
It's
of
been
War
2 years.
Horizon.
It's been it's been 2 years, and it's about time for Sony Santa
Horizon
Monica
Forbidden
to release their.
Yeah,
Well, no,
that
no.
too.
Horizon Forbidden West is already on PC.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah,
just
that's already
released
that's
on
part of the
PC
collection.
recently.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's part
okay.
of the collection.
Yeah.
So those, those are 2-year-old plus games. So God of War Ragnarok's going on 2 years. So by the time it come to PC, yeah, it'll be 2 years, which is the norm, right? Which is
Yes.
I don't understand why some people in the it's mostly Xbox guys. It's not even PC guys. It's just Xbox guys that jumped over to PC because they got tired of getting picked on. It's mostly them, right?
Yeah.
Misery loves company. But most PC gamers don't play console ports, right? They play PC games. The CSGOs, the Dotas, and so on and so on and so on. They don't sit around waiting for goddamn console port. That's just what it is. So 2 years, let's say God of War Ragnarok. Then that means, just like we just got Ghost of Tsushima on PC, just got ported after 4 years. Well, we know we're getting a Ghost of Tsushima 2, right? So it's about time for them to show that. That could be at this state of play. What else? Somebody said Flight Simulator.
Yeah, because they could show just the CGI trailer for
Just a trailer, just a small trailer. Just a small trailer saying 2025.
Yeah. That's all you need to show.
That's all you need. Listen, we know we got it coming, right? We know we got all these games coming.
Yep.
We just want to see a trailer acknowledging that it's about
Days Gone. What about Days Gone guys too? We haven't heard shit from them in years, nothing from
Ben.
Got something coming.
Nothing from Ben, right? So, rumor had it at one point that Ben was working on a new Uncharted game. So
we also haven't heard from Bluepoint what they've been doing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Bluepoint.
They've been quiet a long time.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I would say Bluepoint show up just because we haven't heard shit from them in a long time. They just come out of nowhere and they just show up,
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Oh yeah, we got Fair Games too. That's another game that they talked about. Now, what if Sony comes out, right? And they just lay it all on the line with quick trailers. It don't have to be long. It don't have to be 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah,
but just like in succession. Every single game that's coming from Naughty Dog to Guerrilla Games to Sucker Punch to Ben, on and on and on, right? Just back to back to back to back first party trailers of new games that there's coming. It may take a minute, 30 seconds, 1 minute. What if they do that, right? Because this show's going to be 30 seconds, and then they'll show what's coming from the VR too, and then they at the end they'll cap it off with a little sizzle trailer of the PS5 Pro, and like, do you guys think that they could really blow a showcase out of the water just by doing that, just by giving you that roadmap of what's coming? Without going into all details and stuff like that, but just show you back to back to back to back to back of all their new games that they got. Do you guys think that would work, or would you like to see a showcase where they take their time and roll it out one by one, but you may have less amount of the games? What's your thoughts?
I say they could, but they won't, because they won't come out there and just show everything in one shot and then that's it. Because they know they got Summer Game Fest, and then they know this fall they're going to have to show the PS5 Pro. So that's probably why we haven't seen anything, because it's so close to the Pro coming out. And then they don't want to announce it too early, and then you fuck up your sales that's going on during the summer. So they're going to wait till later for the Pro. So you're going to save at least something for there, you know what I mean? So they're not gonna show, but you're gonna see a lot more first party shit, definitely.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, as it relates to the PS5 Pro, I can see that happening this fall, late this fall, because in essence, the seller of that console is not going to be a Sony first party game. It's probably going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. That would be the console.
That's next year.
Yeah,
and that's coming out next year,
that'll
right?
be the big seller. Yeah.
So that's probably when they'll make a major push, because that game there is what's really going to put PS5 Pros
Yeah,
in the
that
home.
bundle is gonna sell a lot. That bundle
Yeah,
with the PS5
because
Pro. Yeah.
it's the only console you're probably going to be able to play it at 60 frames or that the added resolution, the added, it's going to be the best way to play it because it's
What
not
if
coming
they
out on
announce a
PC for a
price
few
drop
years.
finally?
They
They
could,
haven't
but I'm
done
gonna
a
be
price
honest.
drop yet. Think about it. They haven't done shit, and that fucker's still selling like crazy, man.
Well,
Yeah,
but
over 60 million. Yeah.
that goes back to that point. If they were able to sell 21 million last quarter,
If
not
you
last
drop
quarter,
if you
but
drop
last year,
it, you'll be
21
able to sell
million.
even more before the Pro comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Mhm.
what if they want to get all of those sales in
Yeah, that's
before the
true, that
Pro
too,
come,
yeah.
right? You don't want to undercut your holiday season because the holiday season
yeah.
is when everyone has the money to spend the $500 on it.
Yeah, and now that's where you always see the best deals is Black Friday
Yeah.
and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Black Friday,
so it's
yeah.
two things. You have to have a game that showcases that console. That's why I think GTA 6 is going to be like the no-brainer. They'll probably, if they sold 21 million last year, with a game like GTA 6, they'll probably hit 30. They'll probably sell an additional 10 million copies because all the PC guys are going to go out and buy a PS5 for that. PC guys are not going to sit around and wait 2-3 years.
And if Ghost
for
of
that.
Tsushima 2 comes out next year too, that'll be a big seller just because of Ghost coming
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Well,
definitely.
yeah.
PC and shit.
Yeah. Plus, and keep in mind, all of these new Xbox games that are going to be dropping. If Flight Simulator come, right?
Yeah, they were on the fucking NPD. How about that?
Yeah. Listen, if Flight Simulator, comes to PlayStation running 60 frames, because right now it's 30 frames on Xbox. If it comes to PS5 Pro with 60 frames and VR support, I'm not saying that that's going to sell consoles, but man, that's going to be a huge bonus.
Yeah.
That's going to be a
something.
huge.
Yeah.
Listen, Microsoft will sell a lot of copies of that specifically for that reason. So don't discount the Microsoft factor as well.
Yeah.
That plays a lot. And this holiday season, if they announce Gears of War collection
Or
on
Halo or
PlayStation
whatever,
5 or
yeah.
Halo or any of those big games,
It'll sell well.
that I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
that may be the tipping point for a lot of Xbox guys to jump over to the PlayStation side.
Oh, it will be.
It
will
to be able to play
Mm-hmm.
it with additional resolution, additional frames, potentially VR support, DualSense haptic feedback, instant loading, and some of those stuff.
A bigger player base. Fuck yeah.
Huge install. By then, it'll be 85 million console, install base out there. That would be crazy. 47, he said,
Indeed.
a Top Gun VR. Listen, Flight Simulator already has Top Gun. The Top Gun. What do you call it? Jets and stuff in there. So if they port that over to VR and it's running better than it is on the PlayStation, that's a double bonus. You're getting not only the better hardware, but you're getting all of these Sony first-party games on top of the Xbox games. It makes PlayStation the de facto place to play games. It's a one-stop shop. So you are going to get a lot of Xbox dudes that is just going to fucking jump ship over to PlayStation. So that would be huge. That would be huge. Yeah, somebody said Fire Sprite is working on a horror game. Shout out to Byron Cutler. Yeah, I forgot all about Fire Sprite. There's a lot of studios that they created that we don't know what they're doing,
and all the deviation people that they picked up when they shut it down. A lot of them, they created a new studio for them. So
yeah,
because a lot of them were COD devs. That's why.
Yeah.
They're COD devs.
Yeah, Shadowstar said this, and it is very important to realize. Shout out to the Overdone, my brother with the memes, man. He's the one that got J-Dub where he at, man. Him with the funny memes and videos and stuff. Shadowstar said a majority of their games are already on PlayStation. Once Halo, Gears, and Forza lands, it's a wrap. That's true. They don't have anything left, right? So can you imagine this fall, them announcing Forza Horizon 6 and Gears 6, but on the PlayStation 5, and you know you got the PS5 Pro dropping, so you know you're gonna have all the bells and whistles. It's basically gonna be the PC versions of those games. That's gonna be huge, just from a additive standpoint. You know, like you're already into the PlayStation ecosystem. You're already getting your first party games. You're good, but the fact that they add all the PlayStation, all the Xbox games, that's gonna be crazy.
And I think Microsoft needs to quit fucking around. And if they're gonna do this third party thing, they need to go all in instead of, you know, they have like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like
Yeah, just
they
say
need
it,
to just go
you know?
for it.
Yeah.
Just fucking go for it. You know what I mean? You're already looking that way anyway, so you might as well rip the fucking Band-Aid off and just do it.
Indeed.
Lucci Sky says Hip Hop Gamers Day, Blade, Starfield, and Halo Killer Instinct all coming to PlayStation soon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah. Because Starfield has that DLC coming out in the fall, so you could like almost reboot it when you put it on PlayStation. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about Starfield, right? My brother Blaze
Yeah.
4K was good, my brother. Listen,
And they're rumored on the Xbox show they're supposed to like. It's been rumored a long time about an Oblivion remake and Fallout 3.
Yeah,
Those have
Fallout
been
3
known
that's
because
good,
that
yeah.
was. Yeah.
well, don't forget Elder Scrolls. Skyrim already had a VR on PlayStation.
Oh,
For
yeah,
PlayStation
yeah.
1. So imagine that getting updated for the PlayStation 2.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that it's again, it's an additive. It's just a value additive. So we know tomorrow we're not only going to get this state of play, but we're also going to get the Silent Hill 2 remake. That's a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah,
Don't
looking
forget
forward
about
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so someone just reminded me. Shout out to Team Ambush. Don't forget Doom. The new Doom is going to be on PS5
Doom.
as
Yeah,
well.
dog.
Yeah.
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 I thought that
That's gonna be
shit
PS5.
wouldn't be coming to PlayStation
Yeah.
because I
And
understand
that'll
the
probably
old
have
legacy
VR
Dooms.
support. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The old Dooms, yeah, but I thought the newer ones wouldn't be coming because of what they did with Bethesda. You know what I mean? That's just what I
it's-
figured. But
Everything is off the. Yeah, there is no more. There is no more roadblocks. It's a free fall. Everything is going. Phantom Blade Zero. I can't wait for that game. I hope that game drops this year. It's supposed to
Black
be.
Myth Wukong comes out in September
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
or August or September, something like that.
Yeah,
It's
and I think
August.
we all understand by this point, Xbox is not really going to have any more marketing deals with any third party anymore. So we could just assume every multiplayer that's coming out is going to be partnered with PlayStation, even just by from a default standpoint. So, Impatient Fire says Doom VFR was a fun VR game. Yeah, so I can imagine, man. You know,
Hey J-Dub, why doesn't
Mhm.
Microsoft just still do that COD deal with PlayStation then? If that's where the majority of your fucking player base is, and PlayStation's willing to do the deal, you know what I mean? And you can, you know what I mean?
Probably.
Just
Let me tell you why. It's probably because the amount of I'm not going to say the amount of money, but Sony already has the mind share. Even if Xbox gets the marketing deal, even if it's in Game Pass, most people associate Call of Duty with PlayStation. This is why having it in Game
because of the
Pass or
last
having
gen.
it on, it's not going to do anything for Xbox, right? There is such a small install base. The mind share is already at PlayStation. It doesn't matter. Sony don't have to spend that money, right? All the guys that own a PlayStation, they're going to buy COD on PlayStation. They're going to continue doing what they've always done. PC guys are going to continue to do what they always done, right? Think about it. PC guys, they could just sign up for Game Pass, but most of them, they don't like the Microsoft Store.
But I don't think this is gonna get. They're gonna get a bump from it, but I don't think it's gonna last more than a couple months.
That bump,
you know what I mean?
But that bump is going to come from the already Xbox console gamers. It's not going to come from PlayStation. PlayStation guys are not going over there. PC guys are not going over there. So where's that bump going to come from? It's going to come from the guys who are already there. The people who stop subscribing to Game Pass, they'll just subscribe to it again, play COD for the month until they're done and tired, and then they'll go back to Warzone. Warzone is where everybody plays. That's the bread and butter of COD these days.
Yeah, it's free to play. Yeah.
It's not the multiplayer, and it's not the single. It's definitely not the single player. So
And it's not the zombies anymore either. It is
Exactly.
It is Warzone. That's what drives everything. Warzone.
yeah. So I'm gonna be honest, guys. It's looking really bleak. Okay, if dropping your console down to $139 for the holiday and $349 for the holiday, if that doesn't get people to dig into Game Pass and buy your console, giving Call of Duty away for free,
They didn't even show up on NPD at all.
That's what I'm saying.
It didn't help them at all.
I don't think Call of Duty is gonna. I don't think Xbox is gonna win NPD that the month Call of Duty is in there. I just don't. Especially if they announce the PS5 Pro. If the PS5 Pro come out the same month as Call of Duty, can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's already going to be running 4K 120 on the PS5 Pro. I just, PC guys are going to stay where they're at, right? They're not going anywhere unless you make them with exclusives.
Yeah,
that only leaves the Xbox guys, and they're already there. They already spent $280 a year on fucking Game Pass, whether they have games or not. They're already there. So how are you going to pull in new people? I don't think you're going to do that. I don't see a guy leaving PlayStation to go buy an Xbox just to play COD. Plus,
And
when you do that in Game Pass, people don't realize that's $17 a month. A month, not just a one-time fee, a month, right? And for a year, I think it's $200+. You might as well spend $70 and just play the shit and just be done, right? And that way you own it. So I don't know, but this is that tells you they're in a desperate mood. They're in a desperate time. Sam Walton, I want to get to his comment. He said, J-Dub, did you catch the video Hip Hop Gamer put out this morning about the rumored partnership between Sony and Rockstar for GTA gaming and film rights? Hey, that would be amazing. Can you imagine a GTA film?
Rockstar.
I could see that.
Awesome.
Max Payne, finally do a good Max Payne fucking movie. God damn, that'd be awesome.
Well, think about it. Sony already owns the music. So all of their the people that they had own the music rights and stuff too, right? All of the Beyonce's and everybody
doing
else.
that Zelda game, that Zelda movie right now.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're about to buy Paramount. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that too.
So think about that. That makes sense. But here's the thing. I don't think it's a smart thing for Sony to spend money to get a GTA console partnership. And the reason why is because there's no need. Gamers don't have, there's nowhere else you can go but PlayStation. You're not going to go and play the inferior version on Xbox.
Yeah, but if they still have exclusive content, they can market that and it'll drive up console sales like crazy.
True, but think about it.
It will. It just will. Okay, you know it will.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you had to choose, which one would sell more? The better performing or the additional content or the early access content? I think
I'm not
most
saying
people,
early access. I think it's going to be additional because that game's going to be big, man. That's going to be a huge
it will.
game.
Listen, by the time the multiplayer is ready, it's going to be like 2 years, right? Before it come out of PC, before it has it ready. 2 years. By then, I'm gonna be honest, they're fucking pushing towards PS6 at that point. They're trying to, because GTA 6 is gonna get ported to next gen. So why waste the money this generation when everybody's gonna buy your console specifically to play this game on it? Because they have no other alternatives.
Well, then when the 6 comes out, it gives them a marketing advantage because then you have that powerhouse day one that you can just roll out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to speak.
That might be why.
Yeah, but don't Rockstar owe Sony for not making that game back in the day? Don't they still owe them that favor?
Yeah,
the agent, right?
That agent game.
Well, there is a other console, but
Levon, I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see GTA 6 coming to the Switch too.
That ain't happening.
I don't because okay. Hear me out. I don't think the fan base for that console cares enough.
Cares? Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, because they don't
listen.
They don't play them kind of
outside of the handful of people that actually play multiplats on it on the Switch, I'm gonna be honest. I just don't see it.
How well did The Witcher sell? You know what I mean?
It didn't sell well. It didn't sell well because you know what? It's even though they ported it, it's not like nobody was sitting around waiting for that shit.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
They
nobody
already
was
had the Steam Deck. You already had the Steam Deck, right?
right?
You already had the Steam Deck. Then the
Well,
fact that
Skyrim's a different story because of Skyrim. Skyrim. That's a little bit different.
yeah, and even I mean, like seriously, like I'm being honest.
Yeah, that game performs
if
like shit on
GTA
console.
5, if GTA 5 or GTA 4 didn't make it to the Switch, that kind of tells you a lot, right?
Well, I mean, the Rockstar did port a couple of their games on Switch, like LA Noire, Red Dead Redemption.
Wait, Red Dead Redemption is on the Switch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Digital Foundry did a comparison and everything about it.
And what did they say?
Yeah.
It performs better than the 360 version.
It did?
Yes. It did.
Levon, I gotta go check your sources, brother. I know you biased.
Okay.
No, it's IGN did a big
digital.
article.
Okay. You're talking about Red Dead 1, not Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 1, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
one, not
yeah,
two,
okay.
not
Yeah,
two.
Red Dead.
Not the second
One.
game.
Okay. Yeah, that's not. I'm not impressed by that. But I mean, but kudos to
I'm just saying, like Rockstar,
the three people that
have brought some support on the Switch. That's what I'm really saying. Like,
that's true. But okay,
But older games.
them games, none of those games made it to NPD. That means people didn't buy it. So was it really worth the effort?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can say the same thing with the GTA Definitive Edition. They port that on Switch.
Well, that was a disaster. You know.
But it was
Yeah,
also ported. It was also ported to the iPhone and the iPad, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, that shit was
they
on
ported
everything.
that fucker everywhere.
Y'all know what I
Yeah.
mean by real games. I'm not saying those games aren't real, but like real game. Like I would have been
The
impressed
newer
if they
one.
would have got GTA 4, right? Because it runs on the same engine as GTA 5.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
I
a
mean,
hefty.
it was a PS3 and 360 game, so it's
True.
kinda, it would be
True.
fair. Yeah.
But so was GTA 5.
Yeah. It was a
in
PS3
GTA 4
game.
and they just never is because that engine what's the name of the engine?
I honestly think it's the cartridge space. That's what I honestly think. To fit the
You
whole
think so?
game on the
Yeah.
cartridge.
Yeah, that's
think
that's
that, if
that's
anything-
fucked up too.
Well, they can have a they can
Cloud.
have it
They can do it
like
on the cloud now.
how many Switch games did I buy where it's like the only thing that's on the actual cartridge itself is the goddamn license. Right, it's an empty cartridge, and I had to download 80 gigs to the to my SS to the micro SD.
To the storage.
So we can't say that. Let's chalk it up to
Maybe
performance.
Online, I could see that online would be a concern.
Let's chalk it up to performance. Let's chalk it up to performance.
Okay,
Let's just say that, right?
Sure.
So now the Switch 2 is going to be more powerful. It's going to be as powerful as a PS4 or a PS4 Pro. We don't know.
Okay.
No. Hypotheticals, Levon.
Yeah.
Hypotheticals. Right. Hypotheticals.
PS4. I mean,
The performance
it's still
is the performance is in between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. Let's just say it's somewhere in between, right?
Let's go with
on
that.
On the high end docked is probably a PS4 Pro. On the low end undocked is probably a PS4, which is still good for a handheld. I would think, right? Now, you taking GTA 6, which is a new engine, which is going to be more CPU intensive, which is going to be more GPU incentive. And the fact that the game is supposed to be 2 to 3 times the size of GTA 5, which was already a huge monster ass fucking game. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not sure that even the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally is going to be able to run those games because of the power limitations and stuff like that.
Here's my counterpoint: the Series S.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
but that doesn't mean that who knows what they're gonna do with that.
But
you know what I
here's
mean?
where here's where the Series S doesn't have that limitation, right? The bandwidth and the throughput of the memory and the GPU and stuff like that. It's
Bandwidth. Okay.
yes, that it requires to keep streaming those textures in and out. Now we're not talking about lowering the game down to 360p. Like, are we still at that? You know, we're not there. You know, I do think that GTA 6 can run on the Series S. The Series S.
Series S, yeah, Series S.
At let's say 720p, checkerboarded up to 1080p. Right, that's a good threshold, but it still doesn't, because the power limitation isn't there. Like when mobile, you only have 20 watts to play with. The Switch right now has what, 10 watts, 8 watts, 7 watts, something like that. So the Switch 2 may have, let's say, on the high end, 25 watts. That's what I'm saying. The PS5 in the Series X are like 300 watts. So I'm just being honest. I just don't see that being able to. I can see the Steam, maybe the Steam Deck 2, maybe
whenever that comes out, maybe
only if there would be demand for it. Then you
only
would
if
see
it demand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It has to be demand. And think about it.
Yep.
Those of us who going to buy a Switch 2. We're not buying it for those multiplats. We're buying it because we want to see a bigger world of Zelda,
see those
a
Nintendo
better,
games.
a better Mario Kart. You know, with potential. Can you imagine Zelda with ray tracing and stuff like that? I think that would be pretty dope. I see those PC mods all the time.
60 FPS.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That would be freaking awesome.
That would be awesome to see Zelda like real nice resolution and 60 FPS like that. That would be really nice to see.
Maximum Carnage, start me out, brother. I'm from Texas, bro. I'm country. Start me out. Let me finish saying my console. Start me out, brother. Hey, they always make fun of me. Hey, listen, I'm from Texas, man. I'm a country bumpkin, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just how we see it.
I can see Japanese support, definitely improving though. I do see that with the Switch too.
I could see that. I could see a game like Rise of Ronin. You know, if that wasn't a Sony exclusive game, I could see games like that finally going.
Resident Evil 4 remake, Street Fighter.
Yeah, not being a stream only version.
Yeah,
I could see
native
that.
because it was on PS4, right? It was.
Yeah. So you're gonna have some
old games.
Yeah. But think about it. When it comes to what do you call it? We have to be realistic, Levon. And this is why I'm saying this. I'm not saying it because I don't want Nintendo to be able to do it. It's just I want to be realistic because I understand the limitations. I understand limitations of mobile. When they announced that the iPhone 15 and the 15 Pro was going to have Death Stranding running over with ray tracing and stuff like that.
Let's be honest. It did
yes. You
know how them Switch ports be looking blurry? Like, we got to keep the same energy. Like, them iOS ports, they look blurry.
Yeah. Hey, Heath, keep going. I got a quick call real quick. You guys go ahead and talk.
Yeah, that's up. That shit looked like there was like, fucking petroleum jelly across the screen. It just looked hazy. You know what I mean? It didn't look right.
It's a concept. That's how I would look at the whole iOS running these games. It's a concept. Yeah. It's an idea.
Yeah, they're not there yet. You know what I mean? But they're getting there. That's the nice thing. You're starting to see, more broad. Even with Chromebooks. Even Chromebooks now you can game on them and shit. Like, they've gotten to that point. Like, it's insane what the computing power does now. But this I can't wait till tomorrow. 14 games. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games to watch for tomorrow.
Indeed.
I'm just hoping we see some Spider-Man DLC. because that's been a rumored
Wait,
thing for a while.
But wasn't it already?
You
It's
know
just
what?
costumes or whatever, you know.
Because
new
it's
game pass.
because it when they did the update earlier in the year, it was on the debug screen that you were going to fight the blue beetle or the beetle or whatever.
Oh yeah, where's baby steps?
Oh,
That's a
okay.
good point.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to see baby
So I
steps.
missed it. I didn't know you guys went live.
Yeah,
I
we
was
went live.
responding to this stupid stuff online. Like I'm like Z's clip of Levon last night, vapor locking. So I don't know. So what was the main topic? Basically, just this the show that they dropped.
State
this
of play.
Monday.
The
Yeah,
state of play. Yeah, the state of play.
Yeah, for
Like
tomorrow.
what's going to be there, because they're saying over a 30-minute show. So we know we have a half an hour to 45-minute show, and there's 14 games. So you know what I mean. I'm just wondering what they're going to show, because we know that certain games they're not going to, like Wolverine or Ghost of Tsushima, probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we haven't saw Little Devil Inside for a while. That game.
Yeah, there's a lot of games they could show, but think about it too. Then what's like, are they going to be at the Summer Game Fest too? Are they going to do something else for that too?
Yeah, I can see like they announced something at the Summer Games Fest also.
Yeah, because we know everybody else is having their event that kicks off on the 7th, and then Microsoft's on the 9th, and you know what I mean, and then Ubisoft's on the 10th, and so yeah, we got all kind of games that's going to be coming. It's just a matter of what's coming when,
including Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other Xbox games too.
That's the whole thing that's funny. It's like we've gotten so low with this that we're considering
exactly
just because it's in Game Pass, like that's your fucking game.
No,
it's kind of strange because everybody's gonna be playing that fucking game.
No, Buck, what it is, it's
have access to it.
Let me tell you exactly what it is. It's a nanny boo boo. Microsoft delivered on their promise to put COD in Game Pass. Like the status for Xbox is so low to where when Microsoft actually does what they say they were going to do, it's a huge deal to them. It's like, oh my God, take that. You suck, ponies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Jesus, come on. What do we? Yeah, Silent Hill 2, Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, the alpha, the alpha, we got that coming this year. Somebody else says something else too. I wanted to talk to. What up, Buck? What up, my brother?
Yeah, what up?
Let me see what else.
I was talking shit on Twitter about last night's show.
About that, yeah. They want me to pull up the MPD sales, and let me do that. I'm glad they do that. Let's go to what really counts, right? Let's talk about these MPD sales.
Oh yes,
because we got people like Rich, and we got people like Pastor Joe, which I find very, very, very weird. Those guys just don't want to believe it.
They want to believe what?
When we try to tell them that they keep saying that PlayStation isn't outselling the PS4 or whatever, and we keep showing them that, and it doesn't matter. They keep, they keep going with it. No, it's not. It's the industry. It's the industry problem.
I know,
And
but at
it's
the
like,
same
dude,
time, they
say it's not worldwide.
But at the same time, they want the whole back of the industry to be held up by Sony players, and they'll. So it doesn't make any sense because you're also bragging about how you guys are gonna fund this shit, and it's like, well, what the fuck? It's kind of twisted.
We see the
Very
US
twisted.
and the UK charts every month, and the PlayStation is always ahead. Now the one month they were, the last month when they kept bringing up they were down 28%. No, they were down 28% year over year, but last year they were up over 200%.
Yeah.
So
Well,
really,
that's
they were still up over 190%. It's just they weren't as good as last year.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
won't tell. That's what they won't tell you. They won't dare tell you the context
Yeah.
behind that, right? Because
Mhm.
it really makes them look pretty crazy if they tried to do that.
Yeah, because
but
if
my
you
whole
want-
thing
if you
is-
actually read the articles,
yeah. Let's take a look at the screen right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to try to resize it.
that fucking
Um,
NPD was crazy. All them games on there, that's nuts. And then Spider-Man 2 being back on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
It's very nice.
absolutely. Let's take a look. So if you guys can see the screen real quick, let me resize
Could be a slight
this.
delay. Okay, there it's up. Now.
Yeah, it could be. Let me make sure I get this. I want to get
Paul Gale.
the whole hog. Pause.
Oh shit, he's named after Paul Gale. Spoiler.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh no, you know what happened to him?
Paul G in the house, my brother. All right, so take a look at the screen, right? This is from Circana. This is the sale ranking for the US for April. I don't understand when we bring up NPD why the Xbox guys say, "Oh, that's just the United States." And I'm like, "Well, they're number 1 in Europe. They're number 1 in France. They're number 1 in Spain. They're number 1 in Germany. They're number 1 everywhere else. Like, what does it matter, right? But the United States is the biggest market. So it just, either way, it's a L. Anyway, PlayStation 5, of course, is number 1, followed by Nintendo Switch, followed by the Series S, the Series consoles. And people keep forgetting this, right? People keep forgetting this. I see you, brother. I'm a stun on these hoes. Big facts. The Xbox Series is 2 consoles. Nintendo has 1. Sony only has 1. Xbox has 2 different next generation consoles. The cheapest price and the most expensive price. And both of them combined are losing big time. If you see the screen, PS5 has now won 20 of 42 months it had against Nintendo. And keep in mind, the generation, we're only 3.5 years into the generation. So Nintendo has won the other 22. So, I mean, that's pretty good, right? 20 out of 42?
Yeah.
Nintendo's won 2 more months than PlayStation. But Nintendo Switch has been out a much longer period of time. Levon, how long has Nintendo Switch been on the market for?
7 years.
7 years, right? Double the amount of years PlayStation 5. And yet PlayStation is only 2 months lagging behind the Nintendo Switch. So keep that in mind, guys. Context is everything, right? Context is key. And it's great for both of them, right? It's really great for both of them. Collectively, that 75 months that Nintendo and Sony has dominated gaming. Keep in mind, that's 2 hardware manufacturers, 2 gaming companies, but we're in a 3-man race. Where the hell is Xbox? What the hell is Xbox doing? Can anybody tell me what the hell is Xbox doing?
Going third party.
Well, they turned a whole generation of consumers away from the whole, basically how the whole industry makes money. Basically, seems like
I heard it was an industry problem.
I don't think it's really that many. I don't really think it's that many people though overall. So, but I do think it has. It's definitely fucked up the whole industry to an extent. I think.
Okay.
Well, because if you think about it, in consoles, and this is the way I think Microsoft or Xbox has fucked up the game industry. Collectively, when Nintendo is thriving, PlayStation is thriving, Xbox is thriving, there's roughly 400 to 500 million, call it 600 million, just to be fair. Let's just say 600 million consoles out there, 600 million fan base. That's a really good, healthy, thriving thing. But when PlayStation and Nintendo are thriving and Xbox is not, then they're saying, hey, listen, we're short 150 million gamers. What's going on? Gaming is down. And it's like, yeah, gaming is down. But if you remove Xbox from the equation, gaming is thriving better than ever. but Xbox is weighing gaming down because they're not pulling their load. Pause.
Yeah.
J-Dub,
So
That's
that
the way I
why?
look at it.
How does Phil still have a job when he told his consumers not to buy their console and to not buy games whenever they could have still sold games while they sold their Game Pass service? They didn't have to have one or the other. They could have had both, like PlayStation does, like Nintendo does, like everybody fucking else does.
Yeah.
They were trying to hold that line for a while, though. Like there would be interviews every once in a while where they would spin these things where, oh look, see the data says that, or actually they weren't even using data. They would just say it. Actually, you actually buy more games when you use Game Pass. You know, they would throw those things out there. So they were trying to hold that line to an extent, but after a while, I think they just realized that it didn't matter, and they fucked over. I think some of these people, they're never gonna go back to buying games. I think it's done for them, but I don't think they're not that. I don't think it's really that many people overall. They were already there. These were the kind of gamers that were maybe they were using Steam or something before, and this was an opportunity for them to get more access. And I think those people are going to always be there. They'll just give them their own option. I think that's what they're probably working on right now. It's like give those people an option, which isn't really that many people, but it's enough to leave a hole in the fucking, you know, that when that bubble burst. I think that it's affected. It's trickled down to the other companies too.
But I think that's why they wanted to put their games on Nintendo and PlayStation, because if they can make enough there, they'll just cut them off. They'll just get rid of it. You know what I mean? The console will be gone, and they don't give a fuck.
They need to make that money back. You know.
Speaking of games, Willie Styles asks, will Black Ops 6 be going to Nintendo later on? I think so, probably.
Well,
Switch
why
2?
not?
Yeah,
It's on the last generation consoles.
Yeah.
So of course it kind of makes sense. Now here's the thing: will Nintendo ever get its online system right? What's good at playing COD if you can't play it online? How's that going to work?
That's a good question, J-Dub, and I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah.
So
Or they're just gonna have the story mode, like how you know how what about voice chat? Will Nintendo ever get voice chat and stuff? Like it's Nintendo has a lot of stuff they need to kind of sort out before we can say this stuff, right? But we'll see. But if you look at the screen, Matt Piscatella, he always reports the MPD numbers for Circana retail tracking and stuff like that. He said on a time-aligned basis, the United States unit of sales of PS5 hardware are trending 8% ahead of PS4. Mind you, PS4 never had a pandemic. They never had any shortages or anything else, right? It was smooth selling throughout that whole generation. Given that that PlayStation and Xbox, right, had to deal with shortages and restraints and COVID and stuff like that. Isn't this fucking crazy? Isn't that amazing? That not even COVID can hold back PS5?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
why
that's-
I think some of the
that's
stuff it kind of seems pointless to even bring it up, because we're talking about a business. We're not talking about a business that's went from a certain amount and now it's half. And we're trying to we're looking at the tea leaves, what it's going to be like in the next. No, we're talking about just about equal. Like,
so PS4
Yeah.
sold 117 million units. 117 million units over a 7-year period.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 at this point is more than half of that. Right? They're at 60 million sold right now.
And it's been
That's how you get the 8% ahead of PS4, right? So right now,
3.5 years.
if we were in the 7-year mark, actually at the 6-year mark, you would be at 120 million. You know, if you double 60, right, another 3 years. So, you know, supposedly, if you do the math, that's 120 million units. They're above where the PS4 is tracking. That's why I don't understand when Ridge and Pastor Joe and everybody else start saying that PS5 is doing worse than the PS4. Like, how? In what terms? The numbers
They
don't
were
know.
talking last month's negative 28%, but it wasn't the total. It was year over year. They were comparing it to last year's,
Yeah.
and that's where all this shit started.
Well, last year, Sony sold more consoles than Xbox has sold the entire generation. That tells you, that tells you how good PlayStation is doing. But they don't want to look at it from that standpoint. They want to look at it from, well, last year they sold X amount of copies.
Yeah.
This year they sold slightly less than that, but it's still less than that, so they're doing bad. It's
not
weird.
just COVID either. It's on top of just
pricing,
all the shit that we have now, like all the different
Yeah.
fucking options we have now,
Exactly.
including Game Pass.
Game
And
Pass,
it's still doing this well, so it's
Yep.
just like
Game
you can't-
Pass, PC, handheld, all these damn handhelds like the Steam Deck, and it's a lot of
Mobile,
stuff.
Everything.
Mobile, it's a lot of stuff to put out there, and to see people still buying these consoles at the rate that they're buying them at least from a Nintendo
It
and
is kind of
PlayStation
incredible,
standpoint,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's incredible. But again, you would have to be a numbskull to not see that. You would literally not want to see that.
That's
So, but that's
even
why I said when
accounting the
it's
bigger budget.
yeah, it's a downside, right? Because PlayStation's success, they're always outdoing every single time, every month they're outdoing the previous month or the previous year. At some point, when they're not going to outdo that previous year, even if they're just behind by one console, these same guys are going to say, "Oh, that's a failure," and I'm like, dude. They've never before in history sold 21 million consoles in history. No console in history has ever did that. But they did that, and they projected to sell even higher. They tried their best to sell 25 million, and they fell short of that. But some kind of way, that's a failure. Like, that's fucking crazy.
If
That's
this was
bananas.
the GameCube era or something, and
Yeah.
they were looking at like, look at what that sold compared to some of the other shit, like the Super Nintendo or something. I could understand that, or even 50%, like where it's only doing 50% of the business as it did before. But when we're talking like negligible amounts, where it's almost nearly equal, if not better, or just slightly below, it's like, come on.
Buck, they've outsold a whole generation of previous consoles in 3 years. That's crazy.
You could make an argument that console sales for PlayStation aren't trending up, but you can't make it that it's trending down. I don't think.
No,
You
yeah.
can't predict.
yeah.
You can't look at the numbers right now and say, "Oh, in 10 years they're dead," because look at the trend. It's like, no.
Because NPD
I
every
can't.
month there's still one or two. It's not like they're falling off. You know what I mean? Then you could worry.
Well, they've been number one for the last 22 straight months.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the last 2 years, they've been number one. So, and I'm gonna be honest, that's not an easy feat, especially when Nintendo, luckily Nintendo hasn't lowered its prices. Think about if Nintendo decide, hey, we're gonna lower our prices by $100. You can go get you a Switch now for $199.
But they didn't need to either, just like Sony didn't need to.
Yep.
Because people still going out and buying them. They're like, you know what? Instead of lowering it and rocking the boat, we're just gonna let it ride until we need to, until we see the numbers that tell us, now we need to drop it $100 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, that's a lot about
that's
perception
smart.
too. You don't ever want to be perceived as you're like desperate when you're the higher end console or the fucking, you know what I'm saying? You don't go
Just
too
like
fucking
putting
low just
COD on
because you
Game
can.
Pass.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
When it's like, like, what are you doing? Like there's no.
Because the image does play a big part, in smoke and mirrors and the way you look. That has an effect on fucking consumers too. If you're looking like the cheap, version that you were before, then people just don't fuck with it. But so there's a fine line, but and also there's no need to, like you said. There's just people are still willing to pay it. So
yeah, I think it really just depends on how you want to look at it. If you really want to look at it the right way, you can. If you really wanted to not see the truth, then you don't have to. But here's the thing: regardless of how you look at Nintendo and Sony, you can only see Xbox one way when you look at those numbers. You can say they're the best value in gaming. You could say they have this. You can say they have Game Pads. You can say they have. You can say all you want, but the numbers is not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know, and also the people and word of mouth, the snowball of that perception. I think just like they're just in that bad space of like people don't want to. They're not trusting it too because I think people have they know subconsciously certain things. When you're not selling a lot of units, you know that support starts to drop off like tremendously. Whether you're older or even like some of the younger people, maybe if you were only around since say like the GameCube or something like that was your first one, you still fucking know, you remember what it was like when shit starts going downhill and that support, you know it subconsciously, like you just fucking know. Like you want, like when people say, you know, like try to downplay how many people are on the system and sales and shit, it's like, well, come on, if you're a gamer and you've been gaming long enough, you know why, because shit starts to drop off when motherfuckers aren't buying it, you know.
Exactly. Damn. Shout out to to Die For. He said Reed shouldn't be involved in console talk, especially when he abandoned Xbox for PC. Big facts. I can't lie. He did do that. Back to the NPD stuff. As you can see, Matt Piscatella, he also talked about Xbox. He said while Xbox Series is trailing Xbox One by 13% and remains slightly behind the Xbox 360. Damn.
That's terrible.
That's, dude, you're losing to the Donnie D box and the Peter Moore box. The Robbie box.
Oh, there's something I wanted to ask. Do you think Hip Hop Gamer isn't getting like people aren't listening to him because he doesn't have like the big like the Verge behind him or something, because
you know
he has insiders too and he's saying shit about
let me tell you this. Hip Hop Gamer to the community is an oxymoron, right? This guy is backed by the radio industry, Hot 100. He is backed. He's at Hot 97. I'm sorry, whatever. He's backed by all of them. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He rubs shoulders with all the celebrities, with all the who's who in the industry, but they don't want to give this guy his credit. They for whatever reason, they don't look at him as being a credible source of news or journalism, even though he bumps elbows, he takes pictures, he interviews these guys, right? Movie celebrities, radio rappers, singers, R&B. This guy is everywhere, and I've always given him his credit. I believe he's one of the true pioneers of the modern day journalism and the one to do it, right? He's in our arena. Shout out to him, and I hope all his success keep going. But I just find that very funny that people don't give him the credit, but they will give a Colt Eastwood, they would give a Jez Corton, they would give the real fanboys that are actually paid shields, they would give them credit before they give this guy credit. And this guy he started from scratch, walking the streets, doing the beat, rubbing elbows, on the podcast, doing his own shows, and he got, he started getting people behind him. Now he got the industry behind him and stuff like that, and they still won't get this man any credit, which is really, really weird.
Yeah, because he's on some like the network that he streams over or does his videos on. Like, I've never heard of him, but that should that matter? Just because you don't have the Verge or fucking what is Jez right for sometimes, or the IGNs and shit, he doesn't have that behind him. Like, he's been right about stuff in the past, so that's why I'm wondering. I don't know how correct he's going to be on this stuff, but he seems pretty. I don't think he would jump out the fucking window on this shit if he didn't have some sources telling him.
People won't give Hip Hop Gamer his credit, but he has predicted the bulk of the shit that happened in the industry way back when. The problem is when he predicted it was back last generation, And eventually all of that shit came to light. That's why every now and then you'll see people say, y'all need to give hip hop gamer his credit. He reported this way back in 2014 or 2015 or 2016. And he did. Sometimes it just takes years for this shit to come to fruition.
He was there with Asus talking about the ROG Ally and all that shit. And he said, oh, there's all this shit coming. So I'm telling you, Microsoft is not going to be making their own console. Watch.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a Chromebox shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be a little device. That's it.
Michael Moradian, he said, didn't he say Microsoft is working with Sony on AI for the PS6? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And guess what? They probably are.
They probably are.
You remember the deal? The deal that happened.
Microsoft doesn't discriminate. If you got the money, they will fucking work with you. They don't give a fuck.
Don't forget, Sony sells Microsoft AI chips. They sell them camera chips. They sell them a bunch of other technology and stuff that they got patents for. They do business all the time. So you gotta stop. You gotta take the fanboy head off. These big mega corporations, they do business together all the time.
Well, in his video, he was citing a source, and it was an article from 2009 from The Verge too, that was talking about Microsoft, and it was teaming up on something else. So or something for
it wouldn't be the first time. So remember they did that exploratory deal. It never came to fruition, but they did an exploratory deal to see if Sony could use their Azure cloud servers. Right? Nothing ever came from that, but they still did an exploratory. You know, they signed an NDA contract saying, yeah, we want to look and see how would the pricing be, would the tech be able to do this, X, Y, and Z, but nothing ever came from it because they're still, you know, Sony still uses Azure cloud servers and stuff. And so these companies do stuff all the time. Matter of fact, the car, the Afila, wasn't Microsoft doing some software or some AI stuff? They were doing some stuff for that car. They partnered with that.
Oh, probably, yeah.
So, so this shouldn't shock you guys.
That Death Stranding 2 looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I can't.
Because J-Dub, those projects like that get word out about the tech shit that you're doing. That's crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how you do it. All these other companies get involved, Samsung, Honda, all these companies, because it's an actual prestigious thing to say, hey, we help put the sensors around the car and this and that. You know what I mean?
Nah, you're right. You know, you're absolutely right. But I think it's just because of the console war. I just think people just look at it as a Microsoft versus Sony, when technically those guys do a lot of business together. And they're not strangers. Even for the console space, now that Microsoft has basically bowed out, they're no longer competing. They no longer wish to compete. Why you think all these games are coming? You know, the whole slate is coming to PlayStation 5. So they're no longer competing. Even if Microsoft decides to make a next generation console, it won't be competing with the PlayStation 6. They know that. I think
they're getting their ducks in a row, and the PS6 is going to be
the de facto one.
That's now going to be the main system that they were going to make their money on. Well, that and PC. I mean, those two things. So we gotta look at it from that perspective. Not everything is just a console war thing. It's just you got to have some kind of common sense. Listen, the console war is over. It's been over, right? Yeah, a lot of times we just poke fun just to keep things going back and forth and keep it entertaining. But when you look at these numbers, you know, PlayStation is so far ahead of Xbox, 3-1, most territories 9-1. Like, what is competing? If you know, what does competition look like?
Well, maybe.
Maybe
Nintendo,
what?
Maybe.
Nintendo is not even competing because they operate in a totally different space.
Yeah, they're doing their own
thing. What if PlayStation comes back with the handhelds?
Even still, right? I don't think that Sony would be like, hey, we want to take mind share away from Nintendo. Nintendo operates on its. Listen, there's a reason why Nintendo decided to pivot from the traditional home console and run off in a corner to do its own thing. They just like Microsoft is just finding out, we just can't compete with these guys. They're too good at what they do in the console space, and we're not willing to invest the type of money that they're willing to invest in for that. The type of games that we make are our Nintendo games that our fans love and enjoy, and so we'll make a console or a handheld that's for them, and then let that be that. And Nintendo is great at that. They dominate at that in their own space, in their own lane. The two is to never merge again. Once you stop competing with me, it's over. It's over, right? Nintendo is not coming with high-end VR, with high-end ray tracing, with high-end. They don't care for that stuff. Even, wasn't it Iwata, whatever, said that? Like they had to do research and figure out about HD. They were so far behind the curve when it comes to HD gaming and stuff like that, because it was never on their radar. They just like making great games for the Wii U. Yeah. They just like making great games. They don't really care about resolution. They really don't care about frames or none of that stuff.
Yeah, fun games.
They gave you 1-2 switch. Right? That's the shit that they care about. We, the high-end console people, we care about the resolutions and the frame rates and the ray tracing and all this other shit, right? It's high-end. And I think the PS6 is going to be more than $499.
I'm thinking 600.
6 or 7. But guess what? They'll be able to do it. I'll tell you this, Microsoft, unless they decide to license out and go with the PC route, I don't see them doing a high-end console anymore, because their gamers basically told them, we don't care about high-end
Series S
console. Two generations in a row.
Yeah. Listen, the Series S is their number one seller by a large margin. Reports are up to like 80%
with RDNA 5.
Yeah, but what does all that RDNA 5 shit means, right? What does all that RDNA stuff, right? Remember, Xbox Series X is full RDNA 2. Xbox is 1.5, and look at this game that I got on the screen right now. There's nothing on Xbox that can fucking compete with that. A big open world game, right? So, 60 frames a second, 4K graphics, like, what are we doing here? There's just nothing that can compete with the type of shit that Sony's doing. Not only is Sony a movie studio, they're a music studio, they're a motion capture studio, they own the cameras, they're a tech studio, they're a hardware manufacturer, they do everything. This is why their shit looks so much better and is just ahead of others. That's just what it is.
Yeah, after that Hellblade thing, I can't believe people are doubling down. I mean, I guess I can, but like, I thought people were kind of seeing the light a little bit when it came to the way they released that, as well as the studio closing, and that people were going to be like, you know what? Because like you started seeing people almost like they were this close to saying, let's do petitions to fucking Microsoft, right? To start doing shit. So you would think that people would be like, hey, get the word around. Maybe we should start fucking buying our games and shit. It's supporting these games, like especially a game you come out and you literally call it a masterpiece, but you're bragging about how you just rented the fucking game, and you know that this studio is like they're not safe. So maybe buy the game, but nope. Double down on this whole just because this Black Ops thing, It's like to me, it's just a carrot on the stick. So
yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ninja, very soon.
I hope.
Sad.
I hope not.
Oh god.
I mean, let's face it, the writing's on the wall. That letter that they put out there. I mean, guys. Are we just gonna be honest? Like that was a telltale
that
sign.
says it all right there.
That shit read like a it read like a will, a last will and testament.
Yeah, it did.
I want to know what the fuck happens if they put COD on there and it boosts it for a couple months, but then it drops off and it doesn't do what they need. So what? Then next year it won't be on Game Pass? Like, then you
That'd
might
be
as well just
something.
kill the service at that point because
I think
everybody's
they'll.
going to revolt.
I think they'll repeal Game Pass. I think they'll just go back $70 games
Day and
across
date
the
and all of it?
board. Yep. Okay. I don't know. This is the $1 million question. This
We don't
is
even know if the game's good yet.
That too,
That's another
but
thing.
that
I mean,
that
but
too.
to be fair,
That's
fair,
definitely important.
if you look at the Metacritic score of the last 5 Call of Duties, they were all extremely low. So that really doesn't matter.
You know what they should have did?
Mhm.
They should have just put the single player portion out. Cut the single player out because it's only going to be like 4 or 5 hours anyway. Said stick
Here's the
that in
thing.
Game Pass.
They tried that before, and they
Oh,
had
did they?
outraged because they charged
Yeah.
full price.
But okay, but are they even going to bother with a physical release on the Xbox on this one? I would assume so. 'Cause-
No,
oh, they're
why
not.
would they?
So yeah, so it's like, what if it comes out
if
and
they're
it's
putting it on their service, why would they do a physical when they got rid of their whole physical,
Here's-
department? All that
yeah.
shit, they fired all them people.
I'm worried that the fucking Xbox version, just because it's going into Game Pass, they're gonna half-ass it. I'm worried about some shit like that. And then it's like backlash and
I'm worried about next year, really, because if it like this is going to determine, a lot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Either way, it's like it's all. I mean, the bots might think it's like some good press at the moment right now, but I have a feeling that there's going to be just more bad shit coming. So
Yep.
it's like this is just a.
Yeah, we
And
already
this
know
kind of
that.
covers up for some of the not to say there was all bad press on Hellblade 2, but it wasn't all great press. Some of it was just kinda-
And we know more games are coming to PlayStation. And they'll probably be announcing them on the 9th.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know.
This state of play, just kind of circling back around on that. I hope it's worth our time. I don't see them showing a bunch of indies and stuff like that because they specifically said PlayStation Studios games, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
Yeah.
that's their games. That's games that they own and they publish and everything else. So I don't see them coming out with 14 games that they published without showing any first party. I'm not saying they're going to show the whole slate of first party, but a lot of that there will be their games. So
There's gotta be
that's
something
good
new
to
in
see.
there.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
going to be something new in there. It's going to be some. It might not be everything for everybody, but it's something for somebody. Plus, I think obviously it's not a showcase, so it's not going to be hours and hours. I think the last showcase was an hour and a half, or something like that. I think a showcase would encompass the PS5 Pro and maybe Mark Cerny coming out to give a little diatribe on the tech and stuff like that.
Plus-
Yes, sir.
Plus, they're in a position to where, and this is what sucks. Another reason that it sucks that when Xbox isn't firing all cylinders is that we get fucking Sony. And they can rest on their laurels so much. They don't have to fucking do shit.
Right? I
You know
said
what I mean?
that
They got-
before. Like,
Yeah.
what incentive do they have to come out and show all their
'Cause you
cards
could-
if
even
there's no
even Black
competition?
Ops, even Black Ops 6. You could look
Yep.
at that. Okay, there's a PlayStation game. There's a window
Yep.
where they don't have to fucking put anything. They don't even have to fucking respond with,
Do
"Oh,
anything.
well, we got this coming" on top of it because they got that coming. So it's just
Well,
it's just the whole
look,
thing
just
is-
look at the games, the games that came out this year so far. They were all marketed PlayStation games. None of them was really first party outside the Last of Us remake. Yeah, the Last of Us 2. Just think about that. And they kept PlayStation gamers fed. Right? They kept us with a lot of games. They started off the year with the Last of Us 2 remake. They turn around and drop Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. They dropped Stellar Blade. They stopped Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, MLB The Show, Pacific Drive, and a few other games that's out there, right?
Helldivers 2.
You were
Helldivers
getting
2.
just enough.
Yeah, not even just enough. That's a lot. Do you know how much time you have to dedicate to these games? Helldivers 2 is a live service game, so that means I'm on it every fucking day. And in between time, I still have to complete Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'm like 3 hours into Pacific Drive. I gotta have time for that, right? And then on top of that, you got the Stellar Blade that I'm still playing. It's a lot to encompass all together.
Yeah, a lot of games, man.
That's a lot of fucking games. So you don't need 20 goddamn games within the first 5 months. You just really don't. It's a lot of content,
especially with extra games on the
But-
horizon.
exactly. If you're an Xbox only gamer, you didn't get shit for the first 5 months. Literally zero.
You got whatever third party gave you.
What did third party give them?
The traditional Multiplat. That's what I mean.
Well, yeah, but I mean, really, what Multiplats came out within the first 5 months of this year? You see what I'm saying? None that I can think of right now, right? Because Xbox dudes, they really weren't playing shit for the first 5 months until Hellblade 2, and that was a 4-hour demo, right? So
Power World was such a big deal.
Right? Yeah. And guess what? And they also said, fucking after 3 days, it was number 8 people playing Power World.
Yeah.
Right?
There was
So
Tekken 8. There was some Japanese.
I bet Jamela still
Tekken
played
8.
it though.
okay.
To his
Okay, but
credit,
remember
like,
they
I
didn't buy
bet he-
Tekken 8 because they don't buy games. The 95% of that was on PlayStation. So what else were they playing? I'm listen, Sea of Thieves is being played on PS5. Grounded, PS5. As does Falls. Just keep going. It's all on PlayStation. Xbox guys aren't playing shit. The numbers don't lie. Right? And to be honest, if it wasn't for PC, Xbox numbers would be even dire.
What about those 10 playthroughs of Starfield though?
I know, right?
Gameplay, game plus.
That shit crazy.
That is
Yeah, and the 60 frames a second patch for Redfall.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah,
playthrough
that's
was 99
that's
hours, something
hilarious.
like that.
Starfield and Redfall ends up getting 60 FPS after Phil said, "Oh, it's creative decision by the devs."
Yeah, even though it
you know.
dips down to 30 most of the time anyway.
Yeah, frosted. Hashtag frosted glass. Exactly. Smoke glass.
Yeah, frosted glass.
Frosted Game Gate. The Frosted Game Gate.
I can't
Shit's
wait to
crazy,
see what other
man.
games are coming to PlayStation from the Microsoft show. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
when you see Halo and Gears come over, that's when you'll see a lot of them revolt. That'll be
it'll be a big meltdown.
That'll be they'll freak out over that shit.
So for those of you who were live during the Dreamcast, a lot of us knew the shit was really over when the definitive Shenmue 2 came to Xbox.
Yeah, that was.
So what would be the equivalent of an Xbox game going to PlayStation?
Halo or
that would be
Gears?
the nail in the coffin. What game?
Halo and Gears. Halo and Gears.
Halo and Gears.
Yeah, Halo and
yeah.
Gears.
Probably Gears.
But it would have to be a definitive version, like I said, because you could get the Dreamcast version of Shenmue 2, right? But it was like it got remastered and fucking the director was out there like, you got to get this version. This is the fucking one. If you haven't played it yet, you know. That
What
was
if
the Xbox
what
on
if it's the Gears collection finally?
Yeah. You'd have to ask the hardcore Xbox people what would be that game that would be the nail in the coffin. So, because I was never a Gears or Halo person. So.
I think Halo and Gears are that. Like those are the games that you know what I mean? Because it was always Halo, Gears, and Forza. Those were the three.
Yeah, I guess it would be anything Halo. Maybe a definitive Infinite or something. This is the definitive Infinite.
Or even the Master Chief collection, or anything like that. They would fucking freak.
All right, y'all. I gotta go to do another show. See y'all later.
Oh,
Peace.
Yeah, later, Levon.
Yeah,
Take care.
peace.
What is
Yeah,
that
I
other show
don't-
talking about? I wonder.
He's probably going on Plan B. He's going on there with Ricky Brown.
With the bots. With Ricky, who's not a bot. Totally not a bot. He's not
Yeah.
a bot. Ah.
Fuckers are hilarious.
Marcus K, what do y'all think about hip hop gamer video? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I watched a little bit of it, and I'm just kind of bugged out that I don't see people retweeting it, and it just like it seems like Jez or Tom Warren or anybody they could fucking tweet out that they heard a peep from a brother or something, and it's goddamn news. But this motherfucker, he's been in the industry fucking I don't know even how long. He's got backing, you know. He works for a corporation. He knows you could get sued for certain shit, but he says something, and it's like, no, it's like it goes over like a wet fart. That's all. That's all. Pointing that out. I think he might be onto something because overall, I think that's what the plan is to get all your ducks in a row for PlayStation 6, and that's really when Microsoft would be pretty much full third party. So I'm just wondering why people aren't listening to him.
Especially with the rumors about them doing the Steam stuff and stuff like that with that. So then you're no longer a console, then you're PC. You know what I mean?
Because I could be wrong, but I don't think he's ever jumped out the window on anything that turned out to be completely horseshit.
No.
So,
No.
If he's saying something like this, like
I think it's because he's not part of them. Like he's not in like the mainstream journalist shit. You know what I mean? Like he does his own thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's why. Plus, you know how it is too. I mean, he is who he is, so they're gonna, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's fucked up. He should be I mean, you would think at least people would be using it for more ammunition or something. And
yeah. Plus,
to prove a point.
Yeah, like if he would, like I met him before. He's a cool dude. Like he's real cool. So, yeah. He's always, put a shit out there like that and never got credit for it, except for like the hardcore ones of us who know. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. When you put yourself out there like that, you open yourself up for criticism. Most people want credit for being an insider, but they don't want credit for any of the shit that they got wrong, and that's the problem. Yeah. People say, yeah, I said this and I said that and I came up with this and that, but then when they're wrong, I said it, but X, Y, and Z, and I was just reporting the news and blah blah blah, and you want to run from it. It's like, nah, motherfucker, yeah.
Hey, I'll admit it. I said COD wasn't going to Game Pass because I didn't think they'd fucking do it.
Yeah, but
why fuck your golden?
Yeah, but your opinion is different.
That's all.
You're not out there reporting that shit like you're a fucking incredible news source.
Yeah, like I'm a journalist. Yeah,
we just fuck around and just say what our opinions are. Everything we say is opinion, unless we put it up on the screen that's shown as fact, where it's backed by numbers and logic. Then look, I said Starfield was coming to fucking PlayStation 5, right? That was my opinion, but come to find out, I mean, it was actually actively being worked on to come to PS5, and 9 times out of 10, we kind of already kind of know that the shit is being ported to PS5. So, and it's what it is. Jeff Grubb got the state of play, whatever. He got it right, but there's a lot of stuff that he gets wrong. But I'm the first this morning. I woke up. I gave him his credit. I gave him his credit.
That can also be because plans change and shit. He might hear something and it might change by a week or two or something like that. He's still been close enough that, you know what I mean? That something happened and they shifted the date or whatever. He's been pretty good on shit like that.
Yeah. What I don't like is after yesterday, it looked like this show wasn't going to happen. Those same insiders started talking about, well, I hear it's in September. Or I hear Sony moved it back to September. It's like, motherfucker, you were wrong. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well, and of course they're going to do a show in September because with the PS5 Pros coming, we know this. So of course they're going to do another fucking show. Like, you know what I mean? They're not going to do that here.
Yeah. So that's kind of, that's kind of, it is what it is. It's like, don't put yourself out there unless you're able to. And if you got thin skin, if you getting some predictions wrong is going to be the end of your credibility, then you were never credible in the first place. I say shit all the time that fucking doesn't come true, or sometimes it do come true, or sometimes it's a delayed reaction. Kind of like Hip Hop Gamer, right? He said some shit way back when, and he's just not getting his credit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Z gonna join us. I'm gonna see if he's gonna join us. His ass
is he
just
on?
waking up. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I just told him we in Discord. So yeah, so
Yeah, they're gearing up
And
for
I love-
the bot podcast over there on Ricky's shit.
Yeah.
So. I mean, he's not a bot. He's neutral. I'm sorry.
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
We
here's
are
the
live.
thing. Yeah. Hey, listen. Listen. I went on Ricky Brown's channel once, or twice rather, and I had a good time over there. And Levon, you can tell him that, but I had a good time over there. I had fun.
Yeah,
But one thing I didn't know, I don't know why I didn't know, but it just really shocked me. I was like, okay, when we on Z show, yeah, we bullshitting. We, a lot of times we capping. We're trying to make it fun. But over there on Ricky Brown, like them motherfuckers really believe that shit that they be saying. Like PlayStation is doom and gloom. Like they shit finna go down, and Xbox is winning, and the strategy is working. Like, and I just sometimes I had to like hold my tongue and like, oh, they gotta be just cap. They gotta just be placating to the fans. And Buck can, he can testify this. Sometimes, like, we don't know if dudes just capping or just bullshitting and joking, or if motherfuckers is really serious with what they say. And so it bothers me when I feel like a person is really serious when they should just be joking. And I'll be like, man, you
Right.
like, damn,
Yeah.
you serious? Like, this is like mentally, this is what you're thinking, and they're like, they dead ass. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man,
I'm
They
glad
say
other
that shit all the time.
yeah. Like,
But everybody's getting
listen, when
shot
I'm
over
capping,
there.
it's to be funny. Y'all know I'm capping. Y'all know I'm just laughing and joking. Y'all never mistake me being serious when I'm joking. When I'm serious, I'm fucking serious. Y'all would never have to fucking have to second guess that. But there is some people, I'm not picking anybody and choosing on it, but there are some people who are fucking dead ass with the fact that that Xbox is ahead and them in last place. They're not really in last place. They was just, they're just fucking laying dormant.
Microsoft's playing possum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna the Trojan horse kind of theory with the trap house.
Oh
Taking
yeah,
all the
yeah.
trap house, that kind of shit. Yeah. Look, I give it up to people like who else? Loki's another one. Big Money, especially.
Yeah.
That they're able to go over there and still fight it out with them.
Look,
And try to, even if you're a hardcore pony or you're kind of down the middle, I respect anybody that's over there at least trying. But I can't fucking do that.
you got to cap with integrity.
Oh my god, yeah.
You got to cap with integrity. You can't cap to the point where people really got to question your mental, abilities. Like, nah, that's if y'all ever seen that movie called Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
When
I was
Robert
just
Downey
watching clips of
Jr.
it again recently.
Yeah, when Robert Downey Jr. was when he was
Yeah.
telling your boy, he said,
Yeah, he was telling him how Sean
yeah,
Penn
yeah,
won
he was
an
like,
Oscar,
listen,
but he didn't go full.
you can't go full,
Or no, he went full,
crazy.
that's
The
why he
R
fucked
word,
up.
the R word. You can't go. And he went there. Ben Stiller, he went there. Like, you have to almost go there. You have to kind of go crazy without going crazy, right?
Right.
But sometimes they take it too far, and then people are like, man, this dude here is fucking crazy. Like, you can't think like that, but it's a lot of motherfuckers who think like that. That shit crazy. Like, PlayStation ain't, like dudes that say PlayStation ain't got no games. After spending 5 months with not a single fucking game on your platform, any new game on your platform, how can you fix your lips to say PlayStation didn't have any game like that? That just
It became
fucking
a
doesn't make
mantra,
any.
a projection mantra, I think.
But that
It's
goes
like a
back.
snowball thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but that goes back with mental stability, right? You can't, you can't go full R word. You
Yeah.
can't, right? Hold some back, right? It's like the Coon meter is at 15,002. It's not at 20,000. It's at 15,002, right? That means there's a cutoff point. Like we know we go to the cusp and then we reel it back in. You never go full.
Yeah, I mean, I bring up the professional wrestling thing a lot because like some people can, they understand it in those terms.
Yeah.
But it's same thing in there, like how you make money and
Yeah,
like
you're
you
selling it
can't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta sell it. You gotta,
without being real.
you gotta-
We want,
you gotta look forward to the future too. When
yeah, yeah.
if you go all the way, then there's no going back. You're going through fucking broken glass and goddamn hitting each other with
Yeah.
fucking light
Cold-
fixtures and shit.
yeah,
Where do you go
exactly.
from there? Or jumping off a
Exactly.
fucking building to do an elbow drop, whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
where do you go from there?
Yeah.
That's what
Hold on.
Fucking Game Pass fucked it all up.
Exactly. Ryan Landis said J-Dub upset the Xbox community more than anybody else and ended up becoming friends with many of them. King Thrash kicks the Xbox Hornet Nest pretty well too. Yeah, man. Listen, the fact that we got Tim Dog on the PlayStation Nation, that was something you would never see in a million years. Nobody could tell you at the start of this generation that Tim Dog would become PlayStation Nation. That was
that will happen.
That's a fact.
just
Yeah.
that is, see, that in itself is the state. That's the logic that I like to use. That's the state of Xbox gaming. And if you think anything else, then you're delusional. You're the one with the problem. And for all those dudes out there knocking Tim Dog and calling this and that, Tim Dog held the line when nobody did. Tim Dog was outside of Best Buys, seeing who was going to win NPD. He went the whole mile. He supported that dog shit platform when nobody did. He was the last man standing, and
Raising armies too
exactly
against to get people to quit
Yep.
Twitter and shit.
Exactly.
They were against the FTC. Shit,
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like pissed off about that. I was like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. When you lost Tim Dog, bro, you know it's a wrap.
Indeed.
So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not shit is just really weird, man. It really is. But for those that like to just joke and have fun, it's perfect. But if you really believe like some of this shit, bruh, you need I'm kind of I don't know what to say though.
All you could do is just wait it out, and then hopefully more people. It's because it has happened over the time. You see more people that drop off and finally get it, but then you see people jump back over on the other side every time there's some other news. Like we see that in the last week or so. People that fell off, they were done.
Yeah.
They're
All of a
back
sudden,
on.
COD come to Game Pass, then they back. Oh, I forget. And I get it, right? Like, cause Tim was kind of like that too. Like in the beginning, he was kind of like, "Damn, would I?" At certain points in time, I know it got rough, but then once he found out that, once Phil told him the ultimate plans, he was like, "Man, fuck this shit. I ain't ever coming back. Don't ever ask me to come back. You're dead to me." He went out there and bought him a PlayStation 5 and VR and Portal and that shit was crazy.
When is the date for that? The real announcement for PlayStation going day and date with PC. When is that? That's
Listen, it
next
was
month?
supposed to be it was supposed to be last week, and then it's supposed to be today. Yeah, and then today I think they have a second investor call or whatever like that. So I mean,
Yeah, the one that was supposed to focus more on PlayStation.
Yeah,
they
PlayStation.
said
Yeah,
was-
it's more so.
So that was
PlayStation.
today.
Yeah, today.
Oh, jeez. So we don't even get to.
But we
talk
got
about
to stay
that
to
too
play
much.
though. We got to stay to
Yeah.
play though.
Yeah,
When-
what a
when
time
they
to announce
play?
that.
When State of Play?
Oh, what's up?
No, the state to play tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Oh, at what time?
Yeah.
Hold on, it's at I think it's 5. No, it's 6 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 my time and 3 p.m. Pacific.
Be Pacific.
Hey, listen, y'all already know I'm taking off for work tomorrow. Shit. Hey Z, we're gonna go live 2 hours beforehand. Popcorn and everything. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and guess what? They said this is Sony's PlayStation Studio games. So this is their first party games. This is their games that they own, yeah.
And they said 14.
And 14 games. Yeah, 14
So-
games.
And none of them will be. Well, no, that's not true because
None of them are sequels.
They can still,
Well,
yeah,
no,
they
you're
can
right.
still
You're right.
announce.
You're right. You're right.
They can still
You're right.
announce.
They're not releasing sequels
Yeah,
this year, but that doesn't say that they're not going to announce like Ghost of Tsushima 2
Yeah.
because ultimately
You could
that's
get a
coming next
teaser-
year.
You could get a teaser for something.
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
Yeah, for next year, yeah.
So this is what I say, Z. This is what I think would be a great show. If they got 14 games they're going to announce, come out and spend a minute a game, 30 second a game, show a trailer. Hey, Ghost of Tsushima 2 coming out 2025, coming out March, coming out first quarter, whatever, right? Then move on to the next Sony Ben's project coming out. New Naughty Dog, just 30 seconds to a minute on each. You don't have to show a lot of gameplay or even gameplay. Just a trailer to show us that you got some shit cooking. Give us a name, right, of the game. Just do that because it's not a showcase. It's a state of play. They said that they're going to announce first party VR software as well, right? So, a lot of people said Sony gave it up on VR. They don't make their first party now. Well, now they got some fucking first party games coming. So now what's going to be your hesitation on getting it? So, but just do a quick 30-minute. This is what you're going to get, and then call it a day.
How long is the show?
30 plus minutes.
Okay, yeah, they don't do no talking. They don't. It's gonna be like,
Yeah, they Sony don't really send people out there to talk. They just really show the fucking. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like Microsoft. You don't have to have a 2-hour fucking show by just sitting there and talking to developers with blue hair and purple hair and shit. Like fuck all that. We don't care about their. I'm not saying we don't care about it, but as a gamer, I don't give a fuck about. Show me the game. You're here to sell a product. I don't give a fuck about little Timmy. No shade to little Timmy, but I think I'm here to play games. If you want me to spend my money, show me the games. That's how you sell me. You telling me how, such and such smoke cigarettes, so now you're not going to include that in the game.
How diverse your
has
studio
nothing.
is.
Yeah. None of that
yeah,
shit
yeah,
has
we don't
nothing
need
to
none
do
of
with me. That's not going to get me to spend an extra dollar with you at all. Just show me your game, and if it looks good, I'm going to buy it. So don't waste my time.
That's all we want.
I guess they trying to find you had to find a fine line and pulling out, not the casual game, but like true hardcore game, pulling at their heartstrings. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
And don't want to interest the game. You know what I mean? Like, so, if they because we judge games. We don't know about the gameplay until we actually get that and have to play it. But we do like I said, we judge games by what we see. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Now let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this, right? And I'm asking this for a reason. Because all the latest controversy that we've had with games that got black characters in it or women in it, like what if Sony comes out and they show like 4 or 5 games with like black protagonists and shit? Like, do y'all think like motherfuckers gonna flip out and go crazy because Sony going woke now? You know that bullshit that they come up with now,
Some
right?
people
Creed got a black guy in it now.
That minority, how you say that, very vocal minority is going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but they're gonna do that regardless.
Yeah.
They do that regardless. I mean, they're doing it in movies right now.
No, that's true.
That's true. One was a flop with a male, one was a flop with a woman, but they're gonna concentrate on. People don't want to see women. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
they're gonna do that regardless.
I'm just saying, if they do come out with that, then then you got all this controversy again and so on and so on. But the good thing about with Sony is their controversial games end up selling a bazillion copies, like The Last of Us 2 and shit like that, right? Like, it's hater proof because Sony makes such good games. Like, it's hard to hate. Like, even Helldivers 2 that you're seeing on the screen right now, motherfuckers, this live service game, ha ha ha. Then the motherfucker come out and hit like a nuclear bomb, and fucking everybody named mama fucking play this shit, and it sells a bazillion copies. That just shows you, man. If you make a great
Ghost too.
Ghost of Tsushima, right? If you make a great game,
they love it.
If you make a great game, it's hater proof. I'll stand by that 10 toes down. I don't give a care if you got a LGBTQ person on the cover. I don't care if you got a fat person, slim person, whatever. If you make a great game, motherfuckers can't hate it. It's hater proof. but you got to make a good game. You can't make a shitty game because then that's gonna exacerbate the actual issue.
Yeah, it's true. Even ponies were kind of shocked that Helldivers hit the way it did too. Kind of.
Well, I was shocked, and I'm
falling for it, the bullshit.
Yeah, no, I was gonna buy it day one. I pre-ordered the game like as soon as it was able to be pre-ordered. But I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know it was gonna hit the way it hit. Like as soon as I booted up the game and I started playing, I was like, "Oh shit, they may be cooking with some fucking chicken grease here, right? They cooking with some grease." And then before you know it, once the PC crowd got into it, then the shit kind of went viral. You know, if you can get them PC motherfuckers, right, to jump off of their Dotas, and CS:GOs and World of Warcrafts, you pretty good. So, but again, they were able to get PlayStation dudes that really only play single player story driven games. They were able to get them involved in it. And so that was another obstacle. Now we got Concord coming up. That's another. Is that a live service game? I know it's a shooter, but I don't know if it's a live service game.
Yeah, I think
but...
yeah. That's why it's on PC day and date because it's
okay. So it's a live service game. Now, what if Concord hit the same way like Helldivers 2? Then does that put Sony?
Fair games will be too.
Fair games too, right? Does that put Sony in the upper echelon of services games that can compete with COD and compete with Destiny and Overwatch and those games like that? Does that, you know what I'm saying? Because Helldivers 2 is Sony's first live service game like that, you know, as far as like a shooter. I ain't talking about like Gran Turismo or anything like that, but you see what I'm saying? Sony was never known for multiplayer games like that outside of the old SOCOMs and stuff like that. But now, if they can get 2 or 3 of these damn live service games behind them, hey, they may be cooking with something.
You never know what's gonna hit. They be the damnedest thing that'll take off.
That's true. Y'all remember when PUBG was the shit?
Yes,
and then Fortnite came right behind it and stole the tagline. Oh, play Fortnite. It's just like PUBG. It's just like PUBG.
Fortnite stole their shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It'd be like a hoarder, like zombie.
They had commercials. Play Fortnite. It's just like PUBG. Motherfuckers actually went to Fortnite.
Yeah, I remember that.
And left PUBG. Yeah. So what I'm hearing about Helldivers 2, they not only got some more factions coming, but they got vehicles. We know they got the mechs already in the game, but once you start adding like a rover and you know, like what's the goddamn Halo the Warthog, right? Once you start adding Warthogs in that motherfucker, you can really open this game up. Like now it becomes, you know, a little bit more than what it is. So that I think that'll be interesting to see how they're going to keep this game fresh. They've been adding content every month, every couple of weeks. They you know, they'll have stuff, and a lot of players, you know, Helldivers 2 is still one of the top played games out there, and that's what Sony needed. They needed this to hit. Destiny 2 comes out next month. The new the last DLC of Destiny 2. We know they're working on Destiny 3. We know they're working on what's that other game? It's a shooter too. Which one?
Marathon.
Yeah, Marathon. Marathon. Yeah, Marathon. That's supposed to be coming, I don't know, this year or next year, but you know, those are some live service games. And if them shits hit, you know, that's gonna make a lot of fucking money. That's gonna make a lot of revenue, and it puts Sony in that limelight where they not only just a single player one and done company, but now they can compete with the big boys. Now they can compete with the EAs and the Activisions and stuff like that. So that opens up the door for other people. So like Z, you traditionally like you shooters, right? So now that opens up the door where hey, listen, now you may get more tempted to start playing your shooters on the PlayStation more so than Xbox. And the fact that rumors have it that the Gears collection, Marcus Phoenix collection, is coming to PlayStation, and Halo is coming and stuff like that. PlayStation is going to be the de facto place to play pretty much all your games going forward. Xbox.
I wonder, like, once, because it's like that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, why if you're going to put fucking what's the guy? Tony, you know, whatever. Why not go field? Like, doesn't make what's the difference? Same damn thing. You know what I mean?
Same thing, right? Yeah.
I wonder. Hey, two things. I wonder what the sales of the hardware look like going forward after that happens, and how much longer will
it can't get any worse. It can't get any worse.
Yeah.
They only sold 300,000 copies in a whole quarter. That's 3 fucking months. That's the holiday season. That's when everybody got their money spending money. And guess what? The Series S was $139. The Series X was $349.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And that's I said this before, right? The biggest problem with the Xbox Series S and at the start of the it didn't look next gen. It looked just like graphically like the 1S. Like when I said that, motherfuckers started, joke me, I'm trolling, or you know what I mean. That's how being deletions.
What you mean it's not full RDNA 2?
Yeah, it graphically, we're gonna be real. Like it is, like when someone's going from the previous generation into a new generation, you want to see the difference. I understand you got a fastest CPU, you know, just 120 frame games for there, and you got the, I guess the SSD internal storage, a little faster loading time. Cool. Yeah. But I'm talking about graphically, aesthetically, what we see with our eyes, the guns in the bottom. It looks the same. I've always said that. People tell me, like, to be honest, it doesn't. That shit was $300. Remember when it first came out?
Yep.
The Series S, and that shit was $300. Yeah, it looks the same graphically. You know what I mean? Now, if you got a PS4, if you get a PS4 Slim, or at the time, or I went with the hard drive. I'm sorry, went with the disc drive. I went out the disc drive. But they look next gen. You know what I mean? And in the games show with the Spider-Man, the Ghost of Tsushima, the Last of Us, those games speak that, not so much so on the other side of the fence, but you got, what do you call it? I'll give you Hellblade. You know what I mean? People say, I'm not gonna call it into a tech demo thing, but before you got what? Bleeding Ash? You got what?
Hey Z.
Yeah.
Z, did you see the NPD? 1 and 2 was Helldivers and fucking. It's funny. COD was 3.
Mm-hmm. PlayStation 1. Not only the NPD hardware, but the software as well. Matter of fact, I got it right here, and we'll talk about it more tonight on the show.
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was number 20. Yes, again.
So Stellar Blade, Helldivers, MLB The Show, Rise of Ronin, and Spider-Man 2 was on NPD. When number one and two is Stellar Blade and Helldivers 2. Ain't that crazy? Two brand new IPs by Sony.
Beat out COD.
And check this out. Sea of Thieves, Fallout 76, and Grounded was on NPD. And guess what? Those games came out on and Fallout 4. Those games was just released for PlayStation 5. So what does that tell you? That means Xbox hardware is non-existent. When your own games is on NPD, but only because it's on PlayStation 5, that's fucking crazy.
I don't know. I ain't gonna. Hey, Jerome, that's a double-edged sword there, because that might encourage Microsoft to make some more of that dog shit.
No. You listen. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. But okay, let's say the dog shit. Let's say more of the dog shit come over, right? Okay. If Satya is saying, well, we're gonna put this dog shit over on PlayStation, it's actually selling. This motherfucker's all about money. That means he knows that games like Forza and Halo and Gears are gonna sell a bazillion copies on PlayStation. So that's more incentive for him to bring those to the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I think it's.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying about the quality, those type of games.
But to be fair, Z, think about it. The games that I named, even though it's dog shit, they came to PS5 running double the resolution and double the frames, with instant loading, haptic feedback, and extra shadows and all that. It's not like it's the same game. It's a better running version of the game. We got the Kraken that wasn't lacking.
Hey yo, we the Kraken.
Pretty much.
Hey yo, you know what's crazy though? And I see some of these Xbox guys on Xbox channels. What you just said right there, why is these games running? And you allegedly or supposedly have the Xbox Series X is a more powerful, console, whatever the case may be, supposed to be the most powerful. But why is that? Because those games are made for the Xbox, Series S. The S, not the X. Not man. It's like you would like always think I said before, you would never get to see what the Series X can do. You know what I mean? Because it has that ugly little sister that tied to his ankle. I mean,
but I think those. But Z, here's the thing. I think the days are over with you. If you're in the Xbox ecosystem and you think you're gonna get to see the power and see it shine, those days are over. It's a multi-plat box. You're never gonna do that. The demo that they just put out, the 4-hour demo, Hellblade 2, that's it. That's about all you're gonna see, right? And they're finna close that studio down, and rest in peace to them. But
yeah, sad.
It's I mean, it's just the way it is, man. It's just.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That might be the worst thing that ever happened in gaming, bro. Like they don't know what the fuck they man.
Listen, you can knock them, but you kind of can't knock them. Z, it's not for trying. The motherfuckers spend $100 billion. They've been in gaming for 24 years. Motherfuckers, like, I keep asking this question: why Xbox gamers didn't show up? It's up to them to show up and go out and buy games and buy consoles. They didn't buy the consoles
because Phil told them not to buy consoles and games. That's why. And it goes back to Phil. Yeah.
Philly back.
Bro, I'm gonna keep that bitch real. I ain't worried about the Xbox because I'm not, bro. I ain't buying none of that dog shit. Hey, come on, I can't let shit go both ways. If they had stuff worth buying. If it still ain't selling, then I'm cool. How would don't want no system, bro. I mean, I enjoy the cat.
People can't hear. Z is a little low. There are people.
I got it.
They can't hear.
I got it. Yeah.
Hello.
There you go. You good?
Yeah.
Shit. Z Muck said J-Dub and Z put me in a bad headspace right now. Oh man.
Yeah. I'm just saying though, like I don't like, but you fuck when they like, yo, what Xbox guys ain't about it, like, bro. I mean, they just being honest, like Spider-Man, and I'm just being, if you're gonna be, even if you're an Xbox guy, you know, what I mean, we gotta sometimes get the biggest name, don't cut the bullshit out. Even if you're an Xbox guy, like those just ain't. First of all, them ain't Xbox games. We supposed to be the dude brew box, you know what I mean? And Mountain Dew and Doritos, shooter box, racing box.
Yeah.
They ain't our shit right there, you know what I mean? Never Wild, Honey I Shrimp, fuck like that. You know?
Yeah.
They ain't it. So I know we was in trouble when he asked Phil what was his favorite game. This fucking nigga said grab by the ghoulies. Hey, wait. I said we the shooter box. Wait. We the shooter box. Wait, we talking grab by the ghoulies.
I'm gonna tell you the moment I knew it was over. When them goddamn Phil Spencer email leaks, and he was mad that he had to go stand outside in line and buy a goddamn PS5 bundle, the Horizon bundle. I say, that's a wrap. Yeah. That's a wrap. I say, yeah, that's a wrap.
But bro, listen.
That's crazy.
Bro, no, the problem is like, bro, they have no soul. Yeah. Like it's like
soulless.
And the reason why, bro, like I said before, maybe a couple of months ago. If you be honest, I don't know what Microsoft have ever been successful at besides Windows. And the reason why that is because those other little side ventures, even though they may make money, don't keep the lights on. Yeah. You would never get they all. It's the facts. I guarantee you will never see the Windows department. And the problem is they try to run the Xbox division like the Windows division, but you would never see, the Windows division being such running disarray. And being, unprofessionalism, no support, and no software like you for long days. I mean, come on, bro. You wouldn't see that because again, that's what pays the bill. That's the priority there. You know what I mean? Bro, they don't know what the fuck they doing. You know what I mean? They trying to crunch the numbers in all other ways.
Yeah, if they don't know, so I mean, and I agree with you. They don't know, but they've been in gaming for 24 years.
Yeah, in gaming and then being a platform is two different things. Like, you know what I mean?
That's true.
We can make a game, but we got them ecosystem. We can call it an ecosystem.
Yeah,
like they do.
Yeah.
Hey, that's two different things right there.
Yeah. Hey, the moment Sony started talking about that ecosystem shit, yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. The good thing about Sony is when they do talk about stuff, it's all surrounding the PS5. Like when they talk about the headphones, the monitors, the VR, all of that stuff is surrounding the PS5.
Sony's all in.
They doubling. That motherfuckers like Sony ain't got no money, but they gave you VR headset, PlayStation portals, fucking cars. They giving you all this shit that's surrounding the PS5. Like that's just what it is, right? The music, movies, TV shows, all that shit is surrounding the PS5. They never once told you to go somewhere else. Xbox, on the other hand, they tell you, yeah, go to PC, go to Samsung TV, go to phone, go to mobile, go to PlayStation, go to Nintendo. Sati out here bragging about having 9 games on PlayStation 5 on the top. Like, but he ain't never once mentioned the Xbox console itself. That's crazy.
Bro, listen, you know shit was how you say spooky when you have like you say filling them guys out there going to stand in line and buy PS5 bundle for PR. When you don't have your competitors out there, hey man, hey listen here, and Green Root, then honey I struck what the fuck niggas, whoa, I couldn't sleep for hours. Like come on man, look at the quality of the games, right? That just says a lot.
Yeah,
like, you know, they want all that shucking and jobbing, man. Like bro, come on, man.
Listen, as much as we can blame Microsoft, we got to blame the gamers too, because all of that line has caught up with them. Because think about it. How do you know if a company is doing bad? Like Phil, if all Phil here is, oh, thank you, Phil, boomtastic. This is great.
Man,
thank you.
I told you,
Bruh.
drugs on drugs.
Yeah,
Fooling around or somebody on drugs. Yeah, it makes no question, Drone. You asking wrong. I'm waking up now. I'm asleep.
Yeah,
some business drugs. Hey, Drone, listen. We need to be asking how he keep getting all those promotions.
Exactly.
All the way down. Listen, ain't been down.
Since he took over.
Yeah, bro ain't hit a single, not an RBI single. He ain't hit nothing.
Yeah, listen,
like,
the last MPD they won was when fucking Donnie D his last month there.
Yeah,
what does that tell you?
Yo, when the connect was out to people. Hey, yo, like bro, it's bad, bro. Like, yo, man. Hey, bro, hey, bro. I listen. Look, I'm woke now. I took some cheap ass allergy medicine. I got bad. You got allergies.
Shit is kicked in.
Hey, had me drowsy in the moment. I'm waking up. Hey, but no, listen. Hey, yo, God, here we were. Yo, listen, it's up now, Drone. It's the light bulb. Hey, yo, but now it's real talk. Like, but we say, but Phil, like, you know, like, bro, like, this, what they say to be so clueless. The fact that 2 things will let me know that these niggas here might be dealing with some heavy hit niggas from Chicago selling beats in the ghetto, bro. I'm not saying this being joking, but bro put out how you say just be unaware. Battle Toads, how you say with couch co-op, and when we had social distancing, like this is online. You were the event of Xbox Live, like couch co-op, like bro, all right, cool. Then you launched. Listen, now Donnie gone. The problem is these Xbox guys convinced themselves that Phil, they couldn't get no games, and Phil was probably busy stopping, hitting emergency brakes on Xbox, going down 90, going down here with no brakes, with baby in the backseat. They had to save it, right? They convinced it's a the generation just started. Phil took over publicly. The generation started with was it November 2013? He took over publicly. I believe it was like January, February of 2014. Like 2 months later, the generation just started 0-0. How the hell did he save it? And it's 0-0. Shit just started. Like, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, and so the series launched 2 consoles. Well, he had the One X2, but you know, under his jet, it was with nothing. Yep. Oh, how do you release a next generation console or whatever with nothing? Hey, bro, hold up, man. Bro to the cookout, nude, naked and uniformed, yo, with nothing. Baby shower.
But you think about it. If the fans are telling you, well, we don't need nothing right now. Just wait. We good. We got Game Pass. If they make up every excuse for why they don't have anything, then what incentive was there for Phil to give them anything? They cheered him on at every single juncture. You remember when Crap Gamer flipped out because Phil was talking about putting Quantum Break on PC? And everybody laughed and they poked fun at him. And then fucking 6 months later, the whole slate went to PC.
Yeah. Well, but
you see what I'm saying? And then they made an excuse for it. And then at every juncture, they just make excuse for
it. Hey, bro, because when they push, they bend, right? They're gonna keep pushing it too. No one.
You remember it's only 4 games. Oh, it's only 4 games, right? And now we got Flight Simulator with VR coming.
And it's going to help them make more games too. Them selling on PC, they said that too, and that's what's happening right now. Which we predicted that a year ago that they were going to start saying.
But how
The
about
more
this,
they
though?
sell on Sony,
You know what?
then
You
it's
know
good.
what? Two things is not working in Microsoft. When I say they pro, they lost. I'm about the ending is a gym. Flip this. How they lost their identity, right? Somewhere along the line, like I said, we were just cool, shooter box, racing box, right? Where they fit this thing. We gonna get these Xbox. There's a bunch of old PC ports. You know what I mean? Old PC games, Crossfire X and all that shit here. You know what I mean? That Halo Wars 2 or goddamn, what's the guy that play? Them main console nigga games, bro. Like, we gotta be honest, my nigga. Like, them main console games, bro. The console niggas ain't really into try to pico 5 RTS and shit.
But you heard what Rich said yesterday, though. If it's on a console, it's a console game. He said that.
Well, yeah, like them ain't like, bro, just the type of games, and even for the PC guys, I mean, some of those games they made to be successful and they sell well on PC. Like I said before, those just really wasn't good games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them, and also another misconception. To be honest, too, not everybody that has an Xbox or whatever has Game Pass. I understand Game Pass will affect the sales, but I don't know how many copies you expect to sell. They got about 20 million Xboxes out there. I don't know what the fuck you expect to sell, and with Game Pass, but I don't know. I mean, but I don't. And again, I'm not for the mindset that Game Pass made them games dog shit because those games shit before Game Pass came out, bro. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like this shit was happening way before Game Pass got here, man. And Doobie was in his hand. The games was shit. Hey, Jerome, like you said, just look at the scope of games. Their Donnie D release and their Phil release.
Yep.
Listen. If you want to be honest, you know what I mean. Let's look at the scope of the games. On the Phil's watching on the Donnie block, and he saved it. Now this motherfucker killed it.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Listen, I remember we sat down on a podcast and we pulled it up. We pulled down a list full of Donnie D games and a list full of Phil games. My God, that shit was so lopsided. They launched. Let's say last generation was Donnie D's fuck up. What's the excuse for this generation? They launched two next, not one but two.
2 weeks, man. Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying? I know. Listen, but he messed up so bad. You had to give him a decade. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you had nigga a million.
Listen, Nintendo fucked up, right? Nintendo fucked up. It took them 2 years to regroup and come back and be on top. Do what they got to do, right? It only took 2 years. PlayStation fucked up. It took them 2 years to come back and start delivering the Uncharted and the Last of Us and shit and get back on top. Why does it take Phil 13 goddamn years and then finally fucking just say, fuck it, I'm gonna give up and give all your games to PlayStation, Nintendo, and
Wasn't
then
that crazy, bro? Like, bro, to be in court faking all that in court, both Sony, both niggas need to walk.
Knowing you got dev kits.
We need the government bite. We need to get Biden involved. Both of them up there. It's a whole show, bro. It was a whole show. Baby, no, Sony already know these niggas that Microsoft got these dev kits.
Motherfucker got them PS5 Pro dev kits while motherfuckers in the court.
It was a straight show, bro. Why they was doing all that? Let the AV hey, who's gonna doubt? Let us compete, man. You said let us compete. And all the while you knew you had PS5 dev kits.
Exactly.
Hey, what the hell you talking?
Yeah,
hey, bro.
They known lie. If that in itself wasn't enough to tell you to not trust these motherfuckers, like that ain't gonna lie, that was eye opening. We knew these motherfuckers was lying, but these motherfuckers that would stay up to watch the FTC trials and attack that pregnant lady, what's her name, Lena Khan, they were attacking her and shit. Like, I mean, this shit crazy. The whole time we find out they had offices with frosted glass, and the motherfuckers had the PS5 Pro dev kits. Hey Z, you don't think they don't have the goddamn PS5 Pro dev kit in there making that Gears 6 already? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We know what it is. We know what the fuck it is.
That shit wild, bro.
But it's just 4 games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I say.
I gotta give my grandmother the
full. Go ahead.
And those were supposed to fund more exclusives for
Xbox.
That was what I remember that damage control, and that's the same exact. And we were joking too, like a year ago, where we were like, "Watch, okay, we're gonna be here, and motherfuckers are gonna be bragging about Microsoft made games on PlayStation.
Yep.
You know how much they sell, and it's gonna give them fucking more money to make fucking more games. It don't fucking work. If it didn't work that way with PC, why is it gonna work that way with fucking PlayStation?
Exactly.
It just ain't. It ain't gonna happen. We've seen this movie already. How this plays out.
Yep.
It didn't work out that time. It ain't gonna work this time.
Pretty much. That's how it goes, man. I don't know what to. I don't know what else to say.
Like I said, I don't understand why Phil threw out game sales just for Game Pass. Like he didn't have to choose between the two. He could have had both. You know what I mean? And then you're sitting even better.
Well, unless this was the plan all along, to wean people off and the overall
to get rid of the console so they could go third party.
But in the meantime, in those ensuing years, while that was going on, slow process, you know, they were trying to let him try different things, and hey, maybe this will take off, maybe it won't. You know, let's try these other things. I think that, but overall, this was the main fucking plan, was to get out of the hardware, at least competitively. Well, that doesn't mean they're gonna won't have something out there. But then again, Sega has a fucking hardware out there. That doesn't mean they're a fucking console platform. You know,
that's true. Listen. If you're an old school gamer and you remember the last days of the Sega Dreamcast, you already knew what was coming. This shit is all familiar with you. But those are some who were there and they remember, but they're just so enamored with Xbox and Phil Spencer, and a lot of it has to do. They just don't want to admit that they were wrong. They're just in denial. Like today, we was arguing with Ridge and them again. Every single day, I argue with Ridge and them about PlayStation, its position, and they will say, "Oh, PlayStation is, they're in trouble and all kind of weird shit, right?" And they refuse to acknowledge that the PlayStation 5 is ahead of the PS4, even though the analysts say it, right? But they refuse to believe that reality because that forces them to acknowledge what's going on with Xbox and how it's trailing behind the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. But it's, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Is that a mental issue, right? Are they going full R word, or are they, sometimes I want to know, are you trolling, or let me know, because I don't want to walk around think you trolling and your ass is dead ass serious, and I need to call some people to give me some help.
I think they just don't want to admit it because they wanted to get back at PlayStation people and they don't want to be, admit that they're wrong again.
Yeah. The first thing Ridge will say, he'll say, he'll jump to PC. Well, PlayStation games coming to PC. It's like, okay, let's say that's true. All right, back to the topic. What does that mean for Xbox? Like, just tell me Xbox failed and that's a wrap and we can close it. He refuses to say that.
Yeah.
So
because they're going with that oversimplification concept of, which, granted, these companies would love to be able to not have to manufacture something and just fucking make money. Everybody's on these fucking PCs and shit, but it's just like, that's not how their business is run.
Set up.
You lose those customers forever.
Yeah.
You tell them to go build a PC, you're gonna get these fucking PlayStation games. They're not coming back. That's it.
Yeah. Well, the fact that Sony just had its financials, its corporate financials, and the first thing they told you is they needed to clarify what they meant about it wasn't more platforms. They said it was going to more what was it, Buck? Do you remember?
Expand their boundaries or beyond.
It was more movies and TV and
yeah, it ended up what they mean by more media, more something. They said more, it wasn't platforms, but it was more something. So the Xbox community was like, oh, see, yeah, they're meaning your games are coming to Xbox and PC. And so they clarified it. They say, well, what we mean is, we're going to take our IP and we're going to make TV shows and music and stuff like that. They're going to basically leverage the movies, the TV shows. Exactly. Yeah, they're using their existing IP and they're going to do other things with them. Matter of fact, they're making their own anime. They're hiring a bunch of writers and people who make, a bunch of artists that makes anime, and they're going to make their own anime. They say that's a thriving business, and they're going to partner with those who already make anime, but they're going to, get new people in there, and they're going to leverage AI to do some of the
let's be
The-
real.
this
They
whole-
own all of the anime, pretty much the big ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, they don't
Crunchyroll,
own the
yeah.
anime. They own the distribution of the anime, which technically
Yeah,
is
they
the
own all
same
the
thing.
distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Crunchyroll, yeah.
basically all anime have to go through them, right? So they're going to utilize artificial intelligence to do subtitles in the language conversions and stuff like that. And a lot of that stuff is tedious and
Do
takes
you
a
know?
long time.
Do you know what else was smart for them to do? That stupid.
More mediums.
all
It was
that
mediums. More mediums.
Yeah, more mediums.
Yeah.
All the PlayStation tournament stuff. That
Yes.
shit. Because all
Yes.
it takes is one fucking,
To
you know what I
hit, yep,
mean? And next
yep.
thing you know, boom.
Yep. So with FIFA, COD, and other things, they have the tournaments and stuff going on, and
Yep.
like you said, they own Evo, so all the fighters have to go through them. So Sony has really leveraged the PlayStation brand across the board. That includes, and now here's the thing. I used to think that it was a play just to have Sony to have their own streaming app where they can incorporate not only PlayStation Plus, but anime, movies, and music and stuff like that. Part of a stream. That wasn't what wasn't what they wanted to do. They wanted to leverage. They call it the synergy. It was another word that they call, but basically the synergy. If they have an IP, right? Let's say they make a game, instead of them outsourcing music from some other company. Well, they got all of this music. They own the rights to all this music and all these studios and Beyonce and Taylor Swift and all that stuff. They're going to utilize them to make music for those games, right? It costs them nothing. They already practically own the artist. They practically own the rights to the music. They can leverage the soundtracks of all of that. On top of that, movie studios, they own, obviously the movie studios. They got celebrities. That's why they're able to partner with LeBron James and some of the other people to do the whole thing that they do. So they're gonna leverage, right, the synergy from all of that shit. They're gonna leverage that in some form or fashion. Music, movies,
They
TV
brought
show,
Ghostbusters
everything.
back.
Ghostbusters, yeah. They got the Ghostbuster VR game out. They own the Ghostbuster movie. So on and so on. And rumors have been out for a while now that they're trying to buy
Paramount.
Paramount, right? So that's going to be huge.
Yeah,
I don't know if that goes through, but I think they're in a renegotiating phase. I think Paramount opened up
because
to them.
because they put their bid in or whatever,
Yeah.
That's attractive to investors. That word, they've been using that since
Diversify, yeah.
Well, the synergy thing. That's like been a corporate
Synergy, yeah.
mantra for basically
Quite
when the
some
big
time.
acquisitions and mergers, well, especially in the 90s, like think of like AOL, Time Warner.
Yeah.
That was always bandied about in the papers, and it was like a thing that. And it's weird that we have to even say that anymore. in corporations, because you would think that's the obvious thing to do when you're merging.
Yeah.
But
Hey, and Sony's been
not.
doing this shit for years because they did it years ago with Columbia TriStar when they bought out all that. So they own the
Yeah.
Three Stooges and that whole back catalog. They did
Yeah.
that so they have all that shit that they can put on other streaming services, and that's where they really make their money. They put
Yep.
all their back catalog shit on all these other services. You know what I mean? And that brings in a bunch of money all the time.
But yeah, the
No, I
concept
agree.
of keeping it in house and shit, that's something that they've always tried to push. And for some reason, corporations always have to be reminded of that all the time. Like, you'd think that'd be like the most obvious thing. Like, well we own this. Why don't we just use this? But it's something they always have to reiterate. To
Look
the
at all
people
the remasters. They always
Yep.
have problems with the music. Always.
Yep.
The old GTAs,
The
all that shit.
licensing, yep, all the licensing. Remember, like even with
Yep.
Microsoft, they had to pull Forza 7 out because the license to the music
Because of the-
expired.
Because of music in the game.
Well, if you own a music studio and you own the rights to all this music and all this artists, you don't have that problem. You pay yourself because you own it, right? So that's what they were saying in their corporate structure. How they were going to bring Sony's IP to more medium. But of course, we have my brother post up them. Oh, more mediums. That means the games are going to Xbox and PC. And so that's why I'm glad they went ahead and straightened that out and said, nah, that shit ain't ever happening. Listen, Sony's in a different structure. They're in a different position than Microsoft. Microsoft don't need Xbox. Sony needs PlayStation, right? So they can't afford to do those crazy ass things. They're not going to do a Game Pass.
Bread and butter. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to tell you to go elsewhere and spend your fucking money like Microsoft will. So, you know. Anyway, man, y'all know we got a show coming up tonight. We're probably just going to transition off of here and jump over to Z's. Hey, Z, you here?
He was here a second ago.
Yeah, he was a second ago. So, yeah, we'll
what
probably...
What the heck y'all doing in here?
Oh, man.
We're winding down.
We live, brother. We live.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but
no.
K-Dubs.
Yeah, we had to make sure you ain't come here talking crazy to us. You know, you can't talk crazy to us live on air. Yeah.
I might have been a little crazy, just a little bit.
Oh man.
Yeah, but we was just kind of winding down and stuff. We've been live for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Shout out 252 people in here that came out. About 280 at the peak. Rocking out with us, you know what I'm saying? In the daytime, you know what I'm saying? Not even at night, but in the daytime. Y'all supposed to be at work.
How come they're not watching Ricky Brown Town?
Man. Hey, listen, there's about 4 people over there on Ricky Brown Town channel. Hey, wait, Levon, you know Levon left and went over there. Yeah.
Well,
he saw
shout out to Greatness and Big Money and Low Key and who else and all the motherfuckers who had to put up with no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I told y'all I went on Ricky Brown. I went over there on Ricky Brown's show one time. I said never again. Hey, listen, man. I thought motherfuckers just be joking and playing and great console war. I thought you'd be joking. These motherfuckers is dead ass serious. That's some of the crazy outtakes I heard.
That's where the real crazy.
Oh my god.
Mellow
that's where the real. Yeah, that's Grid over there. Grid is over there. Like, dude, I'm telling you, don't get caught up over.
I went on that show once. Levon's like picked the topics, and he was like bringing up these fucking random ass handhelds. I was like, all right.
That shit crazy. Yeah, hey, it's crazy over there. Ricky Brown screaming every 5 minutes, talking about PSVR 2 sold. That was his take on everything. Well, PSVR 2 failed, right? Where is the first party game? Well, guess what? We got to stay to play tomorrow.
Hey, what time is the state of play tomorrow?
It's at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'm Central Time, so it's 5 p.m.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. So
it's supposed to be like 30 minutes. What do you?
30 plus minutes. They said
it on this show, but what do you think they're gonna show?
Well,
a lot of games. They said 14.
It won't be third party. It's going to be first party. It's going to be their PlayStation Studios games. They said. So I'm assuming that means their first party and second party deals. 14 games. That's a lot of games.
Concord Fair Games.
Yeah,
Concord Fair Games.
Sure. Marketing rights to baby steps.
Hopefully, right. Spider-Man 2 DLC.
I'm hearing Carnage or Venom. I don't know. I
think
right at this point.
Well, he's Venom. Venom is like the second part. The first part's Beetle.
Y'all think we may see some gameplay of Wolverine?
No,
I don't think so.
Not till next year. Not till next year.
Yeah.
Well, they said the game is releasing next year, so it might.
Sony will tease a game for years.
Yeah, they teased it already. Shit.
Yeah, well, they already teased it. The only thing they would tease would be Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, but they teased it 2 years ago. They teased it 2 years ago. It's about that time. Like,
also after the leak,
Ghost of
Tsushima 2. Yeah, I think that's the best. That's a safe bet.
Wolverine is showing
Yeah, because they asked the developers if the leak hurt them at all. They said, "Nah, all that shit was old anyway, so it didn't really."
What Santa Monica's doing, what Naughty Dog's
Sony
doing,
band,
and then that other
Sony
new
band.
studio that has Uncharted now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they did give Uncharted to somebody
That's
else.
Santa Monica studio. It's a new Santa Monica studio that they made, and they have Uncharted now.
Blue Point. What's up with Blue Point? You know what Blue Point doing?
Blue Point. There you go, Blue Point.
Yeah.
We haven't heard shit from them in a long time.
Yeah.
Did they say how long this show would be?
30 plus minutes. That's all they said. But they did say it'll be from your
trailers.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna be honest, because we know we got a showcase coming that's gonna show off the PS5 Pro. I think that's where we'll see some of the like the you know when they spend like 3 minutes, 4 minutes showing some shit like walkthroughs and stuff. But at least show me some trailers. Show me the trailers and the name of these games. Yeah, they'll trickle down some stuff with summer games, but they save the big stuff for their stage.
Did they say, is this like their summer Games Fest deal, or are they doing it?
No. This is not their summer fest.
Like that.
Okay, so here's the thing.
No, what I'm saying is this like their E3 thing?
No, this is not their E3 thing. Here's the thing.
This is
the reason
state of play.
Z Huge, y'all know him, Daniel Mod. He said,
pause.
He said, pause. Yeah. Z Huge, pause.
Dang. Well,
he said,
he's I beg your pardon?
Man, no diddy. Worth noting, he said it's worth noting that Sony will also hold its business meeting update for the game and network services segment today at 4 p.m. Central. Pacific time. This is where Sony discloses its business updates regarding the PlayStation business and its forward-looking growth. So basically, today they're going to show about the game, the game and network services segment of the investor meeting or whatever, followed by tomorrow 30+ minute broadcast of 14 PS5 and PSVR PlayStation Studios titles. So we're not going to see fucking COD. We're not going to see somebody else's shit. We're going to see PlayStation Studios games. You know, when that little logo show up on the screen, PlayStation Studios, when we be like, oh shit, that's what we're expecting. Now, if we get fucking baby steps and some other bullshit tomorrow, I'm going to be pissed. I ain't going to hold nothing back. But I don't have that to worry about.
Yeah, I'll be
pissed. All crazy with like every studio, but I do think some will be there.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. Even if they show us 3 studios, like that's better than what we got right now. Right now, we outside of Concord, which we still don't know what fucking kind of game Concord is. We really know nothing about their first party. They've been keeping their
I think
shit close to their chest.
A solid bet. I think Concord's a solid bet. Because this year, ain't it?
Yeah, it's this year. Concord, Fair Games. What else is dropping this year? The Metal Gear Alpha is dropping this year. Don't forget tomorrow, Silent Hill 4 as well. Silent Hill 2 remake. PS5, the exclusive. That's dropping tomorrow too.
I've lost track of all the Silent Hill stuff.
That comes out tomorrow?
Yeah. The Konami announced and Blooper team, they announced they're going to reveal the release date and give you a what's the name for the Silent Hill 2. That's the PS5. October. Well, okay, it'll have to be in a time frame where it's not against any other big AAA game. So people generally stay away from COD. They're going to stay away from it.
COD's supposed to be November.
But it's a horror game. It would be smart to come out the beginning of October.
Yes.
Yeah, that's smart.
Makes sense. You know.
True, but if we got the new Resident Evil and shit coming out, then you don't want to go against
Resident Evil hit this year. I don't know.
Yeah, they could always delay it till next year.
They're talking about Resident Evil
0 and
2026. So they'll probably have another one, but I think it'll come out next year.
Well, they said a code name Veronica and what else? The Zero. Yeah.
Resident Evil 0.
And 0, yeah.
Hey, y'all think 0 will be what?
There's a possibility. I can see that.
Since they're not doing 5, like everybody expect, if they do 0, they could make it co-op and it would work really well. Honestly,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want them to do 5, but not because it's too new. It's just like,
honestly, I didn't like 5 or 6.
You're talking about.
Yeah, I never.
You're talking about the subject matter for now, in context with now, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
It's a little weird.
5 was my least liked version.
No, I hate 6 the most, man. That game's terrible.
Oh, 6, yeah.
6 is not good.
Well, 6 was probably the worst out of all of them, but
it kind of get me back into playing the series, though. So
yeah,
I didn't play it in a long time.
Well, they're doing a remake of the of Resident Evil 1, the original.
Well, they keep saying, dude, I don't know what they're remaking because they keep saying, oh, Resident Evil 1's getting remade, and now
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, it's not 1, it's 0 and Code
Yeah.
Veronica. And then they're like, oh, it's 5. I don't know what.
Yeah.
They're gonna remake something. I just don't know.
Just put
what
the
it
GameCube
is.
ones out there and take out the loading screen. That's all you need to do.
Pretty much. Because even
They-
to
I
this
don't know
day,
why
the
these companies
GameCube
don't do
version
stuff like
still
that.
looks fucking immaculate. It still
Yes.
looks fucking
And they
great.
play great.
Yes.
Yeah, it aged very well.
Just keep them
Yeah,
that way.
still look
Just take
great.
out the, loading. That's it.
Yeah,
You don't have to do much.
exactly.
I don't. I can't go
some-
back to those original ones with the tank controls or anything, but I can play those. I
Yeah.
can still play them.
So somebody said Gravity Rush 2 remake as well. Now here's the thing. I'm kind of twisted on that. We know they're making a Gravity Rush 2 movie or anime or something. But the fact that they got rid of that studio,
To 5397 Cleveland Street.
you know, the reason that they got rid of that studio just to make a remake of it, like it just kind of feels wonky. I don't know. Maybe Blue Point is redoing it. I don't know, but we'll see. I think we could see also, Ridge. We could see a new Astrobot game that everybody's been talking about.
I'm not
A new Astrobot
into
game.
Astro.
Yeah, a full game. No,
Dude, I
no,
never
you
even
don't.
played it with. It
that-
came with my console, and I've never even.
Yeah,
played.
that
Dude,
I'm
you-
telling you,
you-
play it.
you need
It's-
to- you need
it's
to play
worth
it, man.
playing. It's
Like,
good. It's,
No
it's
cap. You
actually
need to
really
play
good.
it. It's actually
Yeah, it is very
really,
nice.
really
That's
fucking
that's
good game.
that's why they're making it into a full game, because of the response they got back from the fans. That they're like, "Holy shit, this thing's awesome! Like, make this into a game. That'd
It
be
really
great."
was, yeah. I
Like,
tell you what,
it's
Astrobot
crazy.
is what Knack should have been.
Yeah,
Yes.
Astrobot is
Yep,
what Knack
yep.
should have been. They kept, and I get it. They kept trying to make Knack because of the physics and all the shit that's going on, but it just didn't resonate with my kids.
They
It didn't
kept
resonate with
making
me.
Knack because that was Mark Cerny's game. That's why they
Yeah.
let him do whatever the fuck he wanted and said, "Go ahead,
Yeah.
do what you want."
Yeah. But I mean, I heard Mark Cerny, he helped on a lot of games that did really well.
Oh yeah. He's a fucking
so-
genius.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
the
be
best.
honest. I'd rather him to just stick to the hardware side of things. 'Cause I don't want another fucking Knack. I'm sorry, Mark Cerny. I love you,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want a Knack. Yeah, it's just, you know what I'm saying. My brother Mac City Entertainment, he said State of Play gonna be dog shit again. Stall us out, Mac. You just mad because your Xbox showcase finna show all the bangers that's coming to PS5, brother. That's another thing. Sony got PlayStation, Xbox got a showcase. That's
Hey yo, I'm
in
just
2
talking.
weeks.
I ain't know motherfucking mic was muted. God damn.
Oh shit. Oh man.
It happens.
Hello. Hey, my
shit.
bad.
Hey, AZ, we
Yo.
just gonna switch over and transition over to
Oh, say no more.
over,
Say no more,
over
say no
on
more.
your channel. All right, I'm finna
Yeah.
get ready to end this and then we'll just jump over to Discord over there. Hey
Yeah,
y'all,
20 goddamn minutes. Hello, that's
yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. Hey, y'all know what time it is, man. We thank y'all for rocking out with me. 2 hours and 42 minutes. We had about 280 in here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. But I need y'all to transition over to the show over the next Gen 720 channel. We're gonna pick up. That's when we start with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's PG. It's PG over here. You know what I'm saying? It's PG over here.
Oh, Joe, what
over
you
there.
talking
It's oh man. Start me out.
You put it in the trash can outside, man.
Yeah, but we'll jump into Discord over there. But y'all go over there. We're gonna go live in about give us about 10-15 minutes. We're gonna talk behind the scenes and get some negative Xbox news topics up and be ready for y'all, man. Thank y'all for rocking out
Bad
with me.
Xbox news.
Yeah, I'll holler at y'all.